ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys! And a happy World Health and Safety Day. I be your generally well looked after DM Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more satisfaction than Max Thelia on this day in 1937 to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and my Humblewood world for some more of Midnight and Madness. With me, I have my hearty crew. It's close to midnight, Ellie B is lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight,
Thought it was gonna be,
you
it's close
see
to
a mix
midnight.
that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but Jackie takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as Roshi looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is Humblewood. So, let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we? Guys, who the absolute heck are you? Mitch, who the heck are you?
I'm Mitch, also known as Big Viking Mitch on Twitch. You can find me, my social media is pretty much just Twitter, or X, or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it, where I will occasionally post things, not very often, but probably more often soon, when I go on my little vacation, which would be nice. But yeah, this evening I will be continuing my role as Nevermore. Thank you for coming along.
And Jack, who the heck are you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Squarepeg. You can find me on all the social media garbage under the same name, where I do TTT RPG edutainment, as well as the occasional video game potluck, and A Time to Harvest with LEB, and Trouble Over Yonder with Ro. There's a whole bunch of things coming in that direction very soon. This coming Thursday, we are doing part 2, though, of Achtung Cthulhu, which is which turned out really well. They enjoyed it they enjoyed it a lot, and if you are a social media person, you can find them basically just kind of devolving as they were saying nonsense French words, and I used the only French phrase I know, which I stole from Scrubs, which was translated to mean I have an Eiffel Tower in my pants for you. So you can check that out in your own time. There you go.
Omelette du fromage.
The Eiffel Tower in your...
It took a
that's
second.
great. No, sorry, that's behind the paywall.
Yeah.
That is a sentence.
I didn't come up with it, but I happily stole it. Yeah.
Ellie, who the heck are you?
It's me, Ellie B. Yeah, usually I'm here. When I'm not here, I'm over on Jack Squarepeg's channel, as he's already mentioned. Yeah, and if I'm in neither of those places, I'm probably on my channel talking about cybersecurity and Japanese history, because those things work together sometimes. Yeah, that's me.
Glorious. And
Hey.
Ro, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Roro. I'm a Perth or Boolaloo-based educator and theatre maker. You can catch me here on Mondays, which you have. Well done, you. You can also catch me over on Jack Squarepeg's YouTube channel. And if you would like to see me in the real world, I am doing a show in May. So if you check out my link tree, my upcoming show is called 8 Women. It's a murder mystery. It's going to be at the Old Mill Theatre in South Perth. Opening in less than a month now, so I really must learn the rest of my lines. But yeah, check out my link tree also with other things over there, including photos of my 2 dogs eventually. Still haven't put up Watson yet, with the large ears and the flop and large ear.
Flop.
And marvellous. And I am Mateys, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife, Karen, the mother of bunnies, and all my splendid friends. We've got this one coming along at the moment. This will finish either next week or the week after. Depends on how well these guys do and the choices that they may or may not make. After that, Karen and I will be returning to Rolltable for 2 for a little while before we come back with Elements and Evil later on in the year. All studies basically required. And I think that's about all you need to know about me, you bloody champions. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we are streaming from today, which is the Wajak Noongar people and the Wurundjeri. We pay our respects to the elders of the land that we live on. We are privileged to be in a country with 60,000 years of continuous culture, which includes a rich history of telling stories just like this. Although probably not quite as many vampires in them. So, I'd also like to remind you guys to please like, follow, and subscribe, you bloody champions. I actually don't know what the Indigenous Australian sort of have in terms of undead and sort of afterlife-y style myth and mythology.
That'd be a good question.
Be very
the First
interested to learn
Nations, because like the First Nations people have so many different
Right.
stories depending on which region you're in. So
like-
it'd be really quite.
How many
like, there's
countries are
some-
in Australia? Like
something like
over 200 at
100.
one point.
Yeah, it's loads.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
there'd be
but
at
yeah,
least a
there's-
couple.
Yeah,
I
you'd
imagine.
the
think,
stories. The stories are slightly different depending on the.
I did see one at the West Australian Museum. They had a video of one that I actually made stats for because it was really, it left me quite shook. And it was like this. Yeah, the way they described it was sort of a flesh-eating cannibal situation, but it was like I think there was something about that they'd come back from the dead as well, that they were sort of lost or ruined souls that had come back and were carnivorous. Yeah, it was. I was like, wow, that was a really upsetting animation. Interesting. And we have a YouTube if you want to check that out, and we have a Discord if you want to follow us along there. You can get all the updates and going live notifications, all that wonderful stuff. We are affiliated with a couple of wonderful groups of beans. Firstly, Wooten Forge Gaming Accessories. They've been on board since almost the very, very beginning of Humblewood, almost 15 seasons ago now. And these things, they make beautiful wooden tabletop accessories like this Jared Dice Keeper here. Other things include this fantastic Corsair's Cove coin, like this one, that also comes in this lovely little Jarrah container. Magic stuff like that. Check them out at woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove, and we are also affiliated with Troll Lord Games. The wonderful beans over there are actually having the Summer of Siege coming up soon, which is going to be rather fun because they use the Siege engine for all of their games. So yes, I believe in June they are coming up. They are, because they've revamped all of the Castles and Crusade system. So they and everybody who's sort of involved with them are going to be having a big Summer of Siege, which is exciting. I'm excited to find out more about what that's all about, but check out their wonderful stuff at trolllord.com. We also need to mention the Ukrainian people. If anybody has any spare pennies in their digital wallets, please consider chucking them over at the link I have put up in chat. That takes you to the emergency action appeal, and you can follow the links in there to select a charity you would donate to your dollary dues to. So if you do have any spare ones, please chuck them over there. Thank you very much, mateys. Guys, what the absolute heck happened last time?
Well, I don't really know, but
Jeez.
yeah, this is a gift from my. This is a gift from a birthday or two ago. Yeah, he lives up there. So anyway, I just thought I'd
cute.
show him off. Yeah, isn't it cute? Yeah, you can get it from Bright Bat Design. Can
Is
you
it-
tell what they might sell?
Is it?
Oh my god! Someone make him a jetpack already.
Is it a bat thingy? Is it like I've seen an animation where there's a bat eating chewing gum in a classroom full of seagulls.
No,
And
that's similar, but no. This is a separate thing. But yeah, Bright Bat Design. Anyway, I'm gonna attempt doing it like Nevermore did. I just
Ooh.
wanted to do it. I was like gonna see if I could do it with the plushie, but I'm like, no, this is distracting.
This is
So
silly.
I show it off, and there you go. All right. Well, everything was going okay. People were, I think, to a certain point, getting ready to say goodbye, and we trudged off into the castle. It worked out better than I would have thought, and we had doubts about where to go. We decided at one point to head straight for Strahd, and then we decided to go for the beating heart, hoping that he hadn't recreated it in the 2 months that we've been gone. Wishful thinking. He not only had made it again, seemingly he'd made it worse, along with the castle all around us. It was like being inside of a rib cage inside the bone marrow. Not a single part of this place is natural, though it probably hasn't been for a long time. Ezmerelda decided to fly up with the assistance of Nevermore, and that is when Strahd struck. I'm up at the top, and since this is my monologue and people can't hear me, I'm quite hurt from the rings that I gave Ezmerelda, because I take half the damage that she does. And I have no idea where Cell is. I have no idea where Nevermore is. I don't know if we're getting out of here. That's where we are.
That is indeed where you are.
That was a bundle of sunshine there.
Yeah. I love that.
What's there to be happy about?
It's going very well. What are you talking about? The heart has taken 2 fireballs. I love that the music stopped just as you started speaking and then started again as soon as you stopped.
Very good.
It's timed it. I didn't do that.
You really need to stop it. Yeah, you need to start like just acting as if you made that happen.
No,
stop
I'm
saying
gonna
the
let
music
that
did
work.
this.
Yeah. Also, just in case you were curious, Max Thelier on this day in 1937, as in April 28th, developed the yellow fever vaccine, which won him the Nobel laureate. And he is the first Nobel Prize winner to have been born in Africa. There you go. He didn't win it for another another 12 years. He won it in 1951, but that's what he won it for, which is rather impressive. Though he did develop it in the US. But yeah, very cool. Guys, I think, mateys, may your friendship rings convey damage resistance without any irritating side effects, and all your allies be good at holding doors closed as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting anxiety and dread into Barovia. So, we return to Castle Ravenloft and the main central tower, in which a fierce battle for the heart of the castle and the soul of Barovia is happening. We are in turn order, and it is Ezmerelda up first, with Strahd literally and figuratively right behind her. Nevermore is on deck, and Ellie, what do you do?
Not to put a damper in things, but I'm pretty sure we ended last episode with no.
You're okay. You're okay.
No, you're up.
Not by
Okay.
much.
We fixed it barely.
Yep.
Okay.
You have, I think, 1 hit point and 5 temps.
Yep, barely. Yep. That's
Don't worry, I'll kill you, just not right now.
Yeah, thanks. And we'd established that my hands are free. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Fireball.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Fantastic. So once again, Ezmerelda reaches up at the roof. A look of, I'm going to say, fierce determination crosses her eyes.
Yeah.
And she mutters the incantation for Fireball once again. What has, and it's worthy to ask this question because it does exist and you just haven't done anything with it, your flamer, your flamethrower been doing this entire time?
Well, it's kind of sitting at the bottom because it hasn't had anywhere to go and I'm nowhere near it.
That's true.
So it's sitting where I left it.
It's just sitting there, not doing anything. Cool. I love that for it. Okay, Fireball. Roll me. I will roll to see if I can dodge this. With disadvantage, obviously. I got a 15 and a 17. The hard has, I'm going to say, no bonuses to dexterity. What is the number I need?
16.
60! Ah, you got me. Okay, yeah, you hit it for full. Roll that damage. 8d6s.
That is 24.
Oof, that's a little low.
Yeah, not as
A lot of
last time.
ones. A lot of ones in there.
A lot of ones.
Oh well, 24 more points of damage. 24 plus 55 equals 79.
79.
Very nice. The heart shakes and quivers. Do you have anything else you would like to do, Ezmerelda? I'll tell you what, I'll give you one more thing. Strahd groans. The first sign of pain you have seen from him this entire fight.
I wish that was more I could do.
Do you have a healing potion?
You do have a healing
That might be a good,
Actually, I
might
think
be a
Your
good
hands
idea
are
to chug
free.
that.
yes. I have 2.
Potion of greater healing, I believe.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
do that.
I'm on to that. Give me 2 seconds while I figure this shit out, because I don't think it was added correctly. Give me a minute.
While this is happening, speaking of which, I seem to remember we divvied up potions, but I don't remember at all.
I think you bought
I
one
gave you
each,
a
did
st-
you not? You got a strength one, and everybody had a potion of greater healing, I think.
Except for me. Okay.
Did you not?
I also
thought,
have one of those.
I thought 4 were bought.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember. That's why I'm asking.
You,
I've got 2 of
four
those.
four were
Sweet.
bought from the apothecary, and then Ezmerelda was given a second by Van Richten.
Right,
And you were also given the potion of ogre strength. Or,
That's right.
yeah. The one that gives
Yes,
you a
okay.
strength of 19.
I have the thing now.
You have the
Awesome.
thing now.
I have the thing.
Do you want to roll, I want to say 4d4 plus 4?
Yes, I'm going to do that now.
Big money, no whammies.
Go.
13
13.
is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
When you add
Plus-
4 to it,
Yeah, that's 17.
that's 334. 3334.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yep.
17
Very good.
hit points.
I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Beautiful.
Yay!
Yay.
Hooray!
All right. Good. It comes in clutch. Alrighty. That would
Like
be
we bought it for a
Eliby's
reason
turn.
or something.
I will be back just a second. I need Strahd Stepler.
Yeah.
Probably useful.
Don't need
That would
Eberron.
help.
Why did I pick that up? We're
My
not
poor
Eberron.
new puppy has decided that it's either a dog or a mouse. There has been
no.
a mouse running up and down a like wall. The
Oh,
poor thing
right.
is just going mental. He's okay now.
All right.
He's curled up beside me and pretending he's going to go to sleep.
Good.
So mischief is about to happen.
Yes.
Too quiet.
I love that my microphone is now blowing out, or at least it does look like that in the in
You're
stream elements.
perfectly fine on this end.
Oh, good. Okay. Alrighty. So Strahd is going to bite Eliby. I think surprising nobody. So a 14. Sorry. It's an 18 plus. Yeah, 27.
Yep.
To bite, which is a full 8 piercing damage, which we half. So 4 piercing damage and now here's the real trick. 11 necrotic damage.
So
Reduced to
15
5.
total. Oh, okay.
Half to 5.
So 9 total.
9 total.
We're still up.
We are still up, and then he actually says to you, "Talk about heartburn, my dear. I really must insist you stop doing that." And he is going to claw you as well, and just try and basically unzip you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's what we want.
Brutal.
A 21.
It's gonna hit.
Yes, it's a D8 this time. Can my hands work? Where'd you go? There you are. That's a 4 plus 4. It's another 8 points, so halved of slashing, and Ooh, relatively low. Another 5 of necrotic.
Is that halved, or is
No,
that
that's
already halved?
already halved.
Okay, so it's another 9.
How much?
another 9.
How much? 9.
So it's 9 plus 9, 18
18
overall.
total.
Oh,
So
sorry. Just for the claw. What was the claw just now?
5.
5. Okay. Yep. All good.
Oh, sorry.
'cause I
The
already did
claw
the
was 4. The necrotic was a further 5.
Okay, but total is
9.
9.
Yeah,
Okay.
another 9.
Yeah. So across
All
the
right,
two
and that
tracks,
doesn't
it's 18 total.
do max HP reduction, does it?
No, that one does not. No.
Okay.
No. The max HP has only been reduced by 5 this combat.
Yeah.
This round. That is what he does. He then descends 30 feet. Because he wants to keep you away from his heart. He is going to move himself and Ezmerelda down 30 feet.
So that would move him past Smoothie.
Yep.
Smoothie is 25 feet down from Strahd.
Yep. He is then, so he would technically be in threat with Smoothie.
He'd be passing by me for
He is going to go
opportunity.
past
But
you.
he'd stay within 5 feet of you.
He only
pretty much.
moves 30 feet, so if he's going down, if Smoothie is 25 feet below him, he is now 5 feet below Smoothie.
Yeah.
So he's so he's
But-
in melee distance of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is his turn. And Ellie is still up with, I want to say, 4 hit points? 5. Oh, good.
10 reset on my turn. We ruled, so we're
Yes.
gonna wait.
Nevermore.
I'm going to shout out to Selenox and Yevgeny. Yevgeny, Selenox, jump into the center. Glide to me. And I will move myself.
Shall I?
5, 10, 15. And I'm not sure what your deal is with readied actions.
I'll allow
But
the
I'm-
spell that you're planning to do as a readied action, yes.
So I'm waiting for 2 things, right? I'm going to jump at either of these scenarios. I'm seeing there is an individual charging up the stairs behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get within 10 feet of me, I'm going to jump and glide towards them. Or if I see both Selenox and Yevgeny gliding across towards me, I will also jump and glide. The moment I am in contact with both of them, I'm casting Dimension Door.
Love it. Excellent. You do that.
Yeah.
I love that. It is Strahd's turn, because he's going to use a legendary action. Because he really doesn't want you to kill his heart. So he is going to use an unarmed strike to slash at Ezmerelda. A 19.
Yep, that hits.
I think he's missed once.
I think he has missed once, but he is, he has a +9. So it's quite a bit. 10 slashing, which we half 5, and then a lot of necrotic. It's
Tell us the
actually
total.
11 necrotic.
So
so
16.
Bye
No,
bye.
sorry. Yeah, 60. The total is 21, which we then half to 10 each.
Ooh.
Bye bye.
All right.
And Ezmerelda is dropped. Strahd, looking up at Smoothie, smiles and lets go. And Ezmerelda plummets. Now, he did actually just lower her down 30 feet, but that still has her, I believe, 150 feet above the floor? No, 180 feet above the ground.
190.
190? Oh, yep, okay,
Yeah.
190 feet. 190 feet, even if we just took the average, is a lot.
190? No, it is 180.
No, it was 190 because he wouldn't have moved out of
Yeah,
Smoothie's
true.
threat.
No, true.
So, yeah, if he'd gone the full distance, then Smoothie would have gotten an opportunity attack, which he's like, maybe... he might have been tempted to try and get him to do, but I don't know if Smoothie would even have gone for it. But yeah, he didn't. So, Ez falls. I have my own ruling on the falling damage, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to matter. Because the average damage, just from the way rules, the rules as written, falling damage, the average damage is somewhere in the 65-70 range from this amount of falling, which means Ez is going to cop more than her total hit points from this drop, which reduces her.
I think we should roll that. I think we should roll that to make
should
sure.
roll it. Alrighty. Well,
because that matters.
No, that does matter. Yeah, absolutely. So for the first 30 feet, you take 3d6, which is only 8. Then from the next 70 feet, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 10, 20, 8. Plus 4 every time. 4 times 7 is 28. So 2 lots of 28.
56.
56. Plus 8, 64. Which is already more than her total hit points at the moment because she's only
Wait,
got...
did you just say 56 plus 64?
No, sorry. 56 plus 8 takes you to
Yes,
64.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's just for the first 100 feet. Then the next 90 feet, it's D12s. D12s plus 4. So, yeah, that's when it starts to get really big. The first 100 feet is kind of survivable. The next is not so much. So, Ezmerelda is down. And it's Smoothie's turn.
Has she already hit the ground by the time Smoothie's turn starts? Like in terms of the amount of time it would take to fall that far?
Does a body fall
Very.
190 feet?
It like under a couple of seconds. It's absurdly fast. It's why I rewrote the rules for falling, because you fall a lot further than 60 feet around. It's nearly 300 feet around. So it's about, you fall 100, fall about 100 feet a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give me a minute because everything is different now. So I have no idea.
3.4 seconds. It would take
3.4
to fall
seconds
100
to get that all the way down.
to fall 190 feet.
And no one can do a react as she falls past or whatever, we're too far away.
Interestingly, Nevermore is directly underneath her.
Let me just check. I may have something that can react if I ditch whatever I was going to do.
Technically, if you've held an action, that is your reaction.
Yeah,
Because you did commit to it.
I've got nothing anyway. I've got no feather fall. Yeah.
Okay.
I can cast
Smithy
mending
is
on
going
you.
to appear, for all intents and purposes, like he's completely frozen. In reality, he is going to cast Mislead, and he is going to appear shell-shocked as he blasts up. He becomes invisible, and he is an illusion.
Cool.
So there are 2 of him.
Yeah. So Smoothie is just standing there, sort of floating above Strahd, looking just shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
And so I've gone like that, and I'm just blasting up towards the heart to be as close as I can for what I'm gonna do. So I'm
love
far
it.
away
So-
from him also.
How far do you fly up? Is it
35
feet?
is all I can do.
Yeah.
I apparently have a here's an important question. Would drinking a potion break invisibility as it is
Not
written?
if you drank it before. It is an action or a bonus action to do it, is the trick. I don't know if bonus actions
what I
break
just
the
well,
invisibility.
yeah, technically speaking, it's like anything significant
Yeah.
is what breaks invisibility. Is how I've always ruled it. So I mean, let me quickly.
That's
look
how
at the
I've
spell.
always ruled it as well.
So I don't know how significant it is to drink a thing, because that is the order he would do it. So if it wouldn't work, then he wouldn't do it. But, because he wants to sell it.
Yeah.
It's up to the DM, basically. It says in 5e D&D, drinking a potion does not explicitly break invisibility unless the DM rules otherwise.
I would say
Invisibility
that
spell
that's
ends
fine.
if
then.
you attack or cast a spell.
Yeah.
But drinking
Yeah.
a potion is considered an action.
Technically,
to
it's
use
not an
object.
action, right? So it's just me drinking something.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
okay?
technically it is an action, but I think drinking something shouldn't break invisibility. Yeah. As
All
long
right.
as you carefully stow the invisibility potion back in your belt rather than dropping it behind you.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So yeah, 1, 2, 44 plus 4. Better than a kick in the mouth. 4, 6, 8, 10, 14. The aura would still be following me, but I'm hoping that it would be enough, because it's like a 30-foot radius, that like he's like focused on his victory rather than focused on me. But anyway, I've become invisible. Yeah.
Yep.
There's a
love
lot
it.
of weird shit happening, so I'm hoping that it's enough
Yeah.
that he doesn't notice that particular detail.
Oh, I love it.
Also, I do get my temps back, which I rolled a 1 for. So I can't even remember what I said. Did anyone remember what I just said? I'm a little stressed now. For healing, I think I said 12. I seem to remember 12. I don't remember anymore. Do you want me to roll again?
Ellie said 14.
Hopefully.
14. Okay, so 14 healing. And on top of that, 1 plus 11 is 12 temps. There you go.
Cool.
Cool. I do that. So now I'm 35 feet up from where I was, which was 195. So
Got
And
it.
now-
Yeah, you're 230.
230. Yeah.
And you,
All right.
Yeah, so you're literally almost touching the bottom of the heart at this point.
Okay. Well, more importantly, I'm away from him as I'm about to do what I'm about to do. Hopefully, he'll be focused on something else while I fuck his day up.
Yep. I
Please
think he's
do.
about to become focused on something else, because Nevermore because Selenox and Yevgeny are about to have their turns. Selenox and Yevgeny.
From where Yevgeny is, he can just dive off the edge, can't he?
Yeah,
Correct,
he actually
he's not
doesn't have
in-
enemies in threat, so yeah, he can just fly
Yeah,
straight.
so it's
to
only
Nevermore.
me who has someone in threat with me.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Rahadin.
yeah. And Yevgeny he's a raptor, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was like madly going back through my notes. I was like, Yevgeny can fucking fly.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
blind.
I gave you a feather,
right.
boyfriend. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, no.
I'm not racist. What? I like
Yeah,
whatever.
I
mind.
don't mind. I didn't like. I've just been focused on the eye.
She just really likes mutilated. Doesn't care about feathers.
No, the other eye. He has a
Oh, right.
nice eye.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am gonna Selenox is gonna technically my brawler talon melee is a bonus action, so I would like to request that I can try and punch him in the face before I disengage as my bonus action, please.
I was going to suggest if you're going to use your bonus action, you have shove.
Sure. That
My
works
point
too.
being, you can attack him and then bonus action to shove him away. If you wanted to do that instead. But you don't have
Oh, like
Assuming it
to
works.
yeah.
to. Yeah, you
to
can have
get-
your action when you get up where you're going, If you want to have it there instead, might be better. I'm just saying, if you wanted to attack him, you could attack him and then shove him away from you. There's no guarantee that it would work, is the trick.
Yeah, no, I don't want to mess up the whatever's happening. I've been told to do something. I'm a good soldier. Yeah, let's do it.
Very well. Alrighty. So
so
Yevgeny basically just jumps for Nevermore into the middle of the tunnel, pretty much.
Is that if that's what? Yep.
If
that's
That'll
what
be
he
the
does.
trigger for me to start jumping as well towards the middle.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm going to disengage and do the same.
Do the same.
But if I
do you want
may,
to
punch
claw
him
at
in the face.
Yep. Punch him
on
in
the
the
way,
face.
that would be
Yep. Go for it.
great, please. So it is an unarmed. It will be there. 16 to hit.
16 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, fair enough. As I fall off.
He ducks away, and that is all the break you need to just fling yourself into the air. He is not a bird folk, he is a Vulpin, so he just watches as you fly out towards Nevermore and Yevgeny, the three of you flying into a sort of V formation. About the instant before the three of you connect, Ezmerelda falls right between all three of you, and then Nevermore waves his hand and a door. Do you want to describe it, Mitch?
I do need to clarify, does Dimension Door allow 2 people? I'm pretty sure
does if
It
you
does if I
upcast it.
cast it at 5th level.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So if you upcast it, you're going to get an additional
An
person.
extra person per
So-
level of upcast.
Is that the new rules?
It is the only ones I've ever been familiar with. It lets you do it in Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate.
ditto. Let me just.
But I've only ever played
I can
5th.
double check for you, but I'm.
No. I was just
Yeah,
like,
I'm pretty-
that's good.
I'm pretty
That's good.
certain
I'm
that's the
just,
case.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I will do.
Yep.
Bring an additional person with me, cast it, and I'm gonna bamf us. Looking up, I'm gonna try to get us. I'm gonna say 10 feet below the heart.
Wow.
is
okay.
where I'm gonna get
Going
us.
all the way up. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
yeah.
still in the middle.
And
onto
still
the
in the
ledge.
middle. We've got wings.
So
Okay.
we glide to the edge.
Right.
So basically, we're just going to appear, but we've got wings. We can glide.
Yeah.
Is my thought.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think
So yeah,
technically,
probably off slightly to one of the sides a little bit more.
yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. You do that. Would you? Shall we say that? Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, that would be the end of all 3 turns, or at least, and you'd all just sort of be there. And I think we'd say that you guys get to a safe spot. Do you all glide to round about the same place, or are you going to be gliding to different places?
I will probably glide across the far side away from the other 2. Yeah, I'm just going to glide across the far side.
I was thinking kind of a 3-point, so I'm across from, and
Yep.
Yevgeny's kind of in the middle.
So you would all be.
So it's almost like we collide. We collide in the middle. I'll throw my hand up and bring it down, and I'll tear the fabric of kind of space reality, almost like I'm ripping a zip.
I love it.
And the 3 of us will just kind of almost continue through, almost as if we're about to continue through each other.
Yeah.
And then, because we are all coming from different angles, and then we all appear out of this dimension door,
Passing
but like
through where
continuing
each other
on
was.
the exact same direction that we were heading
Yes.
before.
Yeah. So Nevermore is
Nice.
there. That's very cool. And Yevgeny would be on the far side. There now. And Selenox, I'll just plonk you where you will be. There. It's a good dispersal. Very good turn. Like it. Nice. And that would be... I mean, Strahd is technically on that map, but he's not anymore. He would have been down on 4F now. But yeah, you guys will be, I would say, 300 feet up. Or Nevermore is 300 feet. Ro is about 280, and Yevgeny would be about 270.
All right.
Does that mean
So,
up the stairs? Nevermore would be
from
within 30 feet of me?
I'm actually rereading this spell after the prompting from Jack. It it doesn't look like you can upcast it.
Oh.
No. So
You can still take one person, can't you?
I could take one person.
But you can't take two.
No.
Oh no. So
No.
I love this because
I want to win by the book. That's all. Sorry.
No, that's
Yeah,
fair.
no, you're right.
Yeah.
I thought you could.
I thought you could as well.
But
So I'd like to think what happens is the three of
you
us
take
collide.
Selenox and Yevgeny just gets left there.
Selenox and I bamf up, and Yevgeny just continues kiting through the air.
And is now standing on the staircase basically where Nevermore was with a flesh golem running towards him.
I'm sorry.
If anyone should be sorry, it's me, but I'm not.
Just make me
I wanna win
abandon my
properly.
boyfriend, Jesus.
Wow.
But technically, that would have then left someone as I was falling.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
Yevgeny is now looking down at the very broken body of Ezmerelda next to a fully functional flamethrower.
Yay!
That's cool.
She missed it by about 3 feet.
I would say Yevgeny doesn't necessarily need to land on the stairs on the far side. They could probably bank once they realize they haven't gone up and fly down further. But yeah,
That's a rogue
it's up to
question.
you. Yeah.
Does Yevgeny
Does
land
Yevgeny wanna-
there, or does he want to keep land on the lower level?
Does Yevgeny want a flamethrower?
Yeah, no. If
as
he
well.
sees Ezmerelda down there, he'll go down to see if he can.
So he swoops
help.
down to Ezmerelda.
Because this was always what he was intending.
Yeah, he was like, no, I'm not going up there. That's insane
Yeah.
and stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to help the dead one. And maybe retrieve the flamethrower.
This was the plan the whole time. What you were talking about.
I can be dead, it's fine.
Cool. I love that.
He ain't getting any deader. Back to work.
Yevgeny. Well, so it is now the enemy's turn. Strahd is going to use his legendary action. He's just
I
been
just,
bouncing backwards and forwards between. Yeah.
Clarify one thing about my distance now. If it was just two of us going up, I'm going to ensure that I land within 30 feet from Nevermore. So
All right.
when there were three of us landing, I had to choose, and I was slightly closer to. I was
Yep.
30 from Yevgeny, but not from Nevermore. But now
Yep.
I'm within 30, so he has protection from good and evil.
Yeah, love that. Cool. Nevermore and Selenox are now 30 feet apart. Yep, I have no issue with that. And yeah, Nevermore would be 300 feet up, and Selenox would be about 280. Well, yeah, 280. And Strahd ascends back up to where he started at 210. Cool.
Hang on a second. Hang on. I may have got the distances wrong here. So you saying the heart is 335 feet up, not 235 feet up?
Yes. I think that's the only
Okay.
distance you have that is wrong.
Yeah, okay.
It's
I've
not
got that wrong.
235, it's 335. Yeah.
Okay. I will, I think I'll stick with that. Yeah, I'll stick
Yep.
with that. Yeah, that
Okay.
was what I said. I'll stick with that. Yeah, I'm not going to change that.
Alrighty. It is the enemy's turn then. First, Viriska is going to turn around and run straight at Yevgeny as the closest prey. Dashing down. There's going to be a bit of a jump in there, actually. And then she is going to attack him. Flesh
She was
golem.
close enough for that.
She jumped.
Okay.
Jumped off the stairs to manage to make it.
No worries.
And yeah, she is going to. End of its next turn. Okay, cool. It has not taken fire damage this turn, so she is not berserk right now, which is probably good. 2 slam attacks. Cock. Ooh, I don't know if that one's gonna hit. She has +7, so a 13 to hit.
No.
No, but the 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. For 2d8. Where's the other d8 gone? Where's it keep disappearing to? Alright, fine. I'll use a different one. Oh, come on, man. 9 bludgeoning damage. On Yevgeny. And then Rahadin is going to deal with these pesky crowfolk. Not Nevermore,
I know what you're talking about. The were-ravens.
the were-ravens. Now, they are actually fighting a... they're underneath the
Ghast.
lip, aren't they?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
They are fighting a vampire, I think, attached to the wall underneath. It's a vampire thrall, a vampire spawn under the wall. I think.
Yes, so
Yes,
the
vampire
idea
spawn,
was they were
yeah.
kind of like latched on the edge of the lip of the
Yeah.
ramp that's going up, and they were fighting there,
And the spawn
trying to
had...
kind of protect themselves from what was going on above.
Yeah. And the spawn had, like...
Kind of made its way down the wall.
It had
yeah.
spider climbed to attack them. Well, Rahadin is... he doesn't have... He does have a ranged option, so he is going to have to shoot them with his poison dart. They are within range. So... Let's see. He makes 2 poison dart attacks. He is going to aim for the injured one probably first. He's probably... does a 14 hit?
Does.
Ah, okay, then he hits twice. Because the 17 on the dice will do it. I rolled a 4. But he has a +10, so 27 and 14. Which means 2d4 plus 6 piercing? Well, let's do it separately, actually, because it's going to be 2 attacks. So, one is 10 piercing damage plus 3 poison damage, so 13 damage all up on the injured one.
Yep.
And then
Still up.
He's still up? Alright. Well, then he dies, because the rest of it will probably do it. Another 8 piercing and 5 poison. Yep. Oh, it's a little man!
Hello, baby.
Look at that curly hair. Then the vampire spawn will attack one of
You
them
can
as
continue.
well. Let's see. The vampire is going to use its claws. Actually, it's going to use its claws first. Nat 1. Probably not. And then it will claw again, because it can't bite somebody if it hasn't grappled them. Unless they're willing, and I don't think this guy is. 21 to hit for 2d4. Jesus. Ugh. I have a slight tremor in my hands, and it's really messing up my ability to pick dice up. 8 slashing. Yeah, just 8 slashing damage on one of those 2 were-ravens.
Alrighty, no worries. I'll do that.
Okay, thank you very much. And then the guys in the underside, the other vampire spawn and his 2 ghast buddies who are fighting the rest of your allies, are going to continue wailing on that one were-prowler that they keep trying to kill. Going to bite him first. That's a crit. And also another hit, I imagine. Well, 19 will probably do it. So, because I actually, yeah. So, the crit is a d6 of piercing. So, 11 piercing damage on the Wereprowler. And 22 necrotic damage on the Wereprowler that vampire had already hit.
I wasn't paying attention whatsoever. So
It would be
that was a lot of
33.
things.
33 points of damage on the
33.
Wereprowler.
Hang on.
I think it has 29 left.
Oh, the one that was already hurt took the damage.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
grappled.
all right, then they're dead.
Excellent. There we go. The two ghasts, on the other hand, are just going to keep wailing on the revenants because they can't hurt the prowlers. And ghasts are a bit crap, so let's find out. Ghasts. Yeah, it's I think we will do the claws. I don't think either of those are hits. A 14 and a 10 against the revenants. One hit. You may be muted. I cannot hear you.
One hit.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. And it was actually the one that had already taken some damage. The one that took the crit last time.
Yeah, it's not going to do much.
I mean, yeah, look. I did roll quite well. It's done 9 plus 3, 12 points of slashing damage. Oh no. Cool.
Dead on me.
That's basically all of Strahd's allies that are currently in the room. So, now it is the Were-Raven's turn. There's 2 of them left. What do they do, Nevermore?
They will focus fire on the ghast, making
It's a vampire spawn, but yes.
vampire spawn. They will focus fire on the vampire spawn, making 2 short sword attacks each. First one, 11. Not going to do it, I suspect.
Nope.
Second one, 18 will do it.
18 does hit, yes.
Okay. Control C, Control V. 7 points of piercing damage, I believe.
7 piercing. Very nice.
And then the other one will take 2 short sword attacks as well. Critical 1, and then an 18. So
Yep.
1 attack hits for each of them. 7 damage for the first one. 3 damage for the second one.
3. Oof, which it halves. I'm going to add them together, make it 10, and call it 5 all up. 68 hit points.
And then they...
I think they get a flyby thing, don't they?
They don't get flyby, no.
Oh.
They don't get flyby, no. Unfortunately not. Remind me, Ezmerelda's quite light, right?
Body-wise, yeah, not super heavy.
Enough so that they might be able to fly down and grab her and fly up and away a little bit. Like if they both were a hold. Oh, hang on. You know what? I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to fly. Both of them will provoke attacks of opportunity. Both of them will fly away 15 feet and up 15 feet. So yeah, both of them will provoke attacks of opportunity.
Only one of them's going to cop an opportunity attack because the other was not in melee; he was being shot. So yeah,
Got it.
he will focus on the one who was injured. The vampire will. He gets a 17 on the dice.
That'll hit.
And it was, from memory, 2d4 plus 3. 10.
10. Got it. And that is their turn. Don't step on the keyboard, cat.
Actually, you
dang
know
it.
what? Can he make a... He is grappled. He doesn't take the damage, he is grappled.
Doesn't take the damage. Okay.
Yeah, he is grappled. The escape DC is 13 on his turn.
Got it.
That one, yeah, the injured one doesn't take the damage. But he doesn't leave.
Got it. Grappled. Thank you.
Sweet. And then it is the Revenant's turn, Ellie B.
Yes, it is. Okay, so first up, we're gonna do some regeneration because we're allowed to do that. So everyone gets back 10.
That's a very good
points,
point.
so-
So does the vampire.
Don't remind us about that. And then I guess I've got one of them holding the door, so I've still got 2 more, and both of them are going to go in for multi-fist attacks.
Multi-fit.
Oh.
Just gonna fist that vampire.
Yeah. So that's 4 attacks in
Do it.
total.
Bring it.
Okay.
The AC
Let's
is
just see how
15.
this goes. Yeah, this is gonna be fun, right? It'll be fun, they said. Oh god, what is this doing? Why is this doing this? No, I don't. Oh god. Okay, I'm giving up on that. We're going somewhere else. So. Go.
Could I make a suggestion, Ellie B? Could one of
Yeah.
them use Vengeful Glare? Because that will probably mess its day up if it fails.
That's very true.
Yeah?
Because
Sure.
it's just regenerating, and I think it's like we barely clocked it to half.
It's
if we
on 46
paralyze it,
hit
we
points
get-
because of that crit. That crit really did a great job of rehealing it. But yeah,
So,
Vengeful Glare would be very good.
Yeah.
But if we paralyze it, then every hit is a crit.
Yeah.
So
Fair. Okay. One of them will do that. Which...
Well, do that, and if it fails, then the other one can try it.
Hey.
DC 15 Wisdom save from the
We also
vampire.
need your best vengeful glare impression.
That is a 4 on the dice.
Yeah, no.
So I'm going to use my DM's inspiration now.
Did that change anything?
No, I'm happy with a 4. Yeah, he is now paralyzed. Crit.
Okay.
It might be crit o'clock.
Okay, and we're gonna hit him twice with the other dude, I guess.
So they still have to roll the hit, don't they? But if they do, it's a crit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's how that works. Well, that was a 14 and a 17.
The 14 doesn't. Well, that's a 14 on the dice. If you add anything to it at all,
Plus
it is a hit.
7.
Yeah.
All of them are
That's a
plus
pair of
7,
hits. So 2
So that's
crits.
an
21 and,
advantage hit. Yeah, true. Okay.
So that's 2 hits
2 crits.
and 2 crits. Fantastic.
So roll
2d6
the damage as usual, and then so it's 2d6. So instantly you have done 24 points of damage, and then what you roll? Another 12.
Well, that was shit. 12.
So 36.
That was...
And then what's their attack? What's the damage mod?
It was plus 4.
So
So-
another 8.
Yeah.
So 36, 44. 44, which we half because they are it is resistance, is still 22 points of damage, taking him down to 24 hit points remaining. And then the Wereprowlers.
did the thing work? I zoned out.
It did.
Yes.
It did work. Okay. Well, I was already. Okay, I'll just re-roll with that in mind because we have advantage now. Oh no, it's an automatic crit, right? As long as I
If you hit,
that's how it
you
works.
automatically crit. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, attack
I love
one.
the mental image as Godfrey Gwillem just lowers the visor on his helmet and just glares at this dickhead. Just disappear like a librarian. Yeah, like as Ellie just did. Yeah, it's a full bore librarian glare. You are being too loud. And this guy's like, I'm terribly sorry, and then gets eaten.
So they all hit. As for the
Good.
damage, it's max damage plus roll damage.
It's
For
max
crits?
damage on the dice plus what you roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for the bites, that is 1d8 plus 2, 2d4 plus 2. Okay. So let's do the claws first because that's more numbers. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4.
16.
16 plus whatever I roll here. So,
Oh
20.
shit! Sorry, I just
Five.
forgot something. Did we do so? Vengeful glare. Is that sworn vengeance, or is that different?
No, Vengeful Glare's an action.
Okay.
Against which it
'Cause
has
it's-
sworn vengeance. It doesn't like vampires. That tracks.
Because that then means that the target takes an extra 4d6 bludgeoning damage.
Friend target.
If it's, yeah. So it says, if the target is a creature against which the Revenant has sworn vengeance,
Yep.
the target takes an extra 4d6
4d6.
bludgeoning damage.
So roll that extra 4d6 because Jack might be attacking something else.
Yeah. Sorry.
I already
missed
rolled
that.
the crit, so I'll keep the 25, and then you do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be against one of the ghasts instead, which will work just as well. Because I'm pretty sure another 4d6 is
That
another 24.
As well.
And then how much? Oh, that's true. Yeah.
25.
So 50 reduced to 25.
I mean, even without what you rolled, it's still it kills it.
Okay.
That's very good. That one goes down. Very nice, Jack. How much damage do you do to one of the ghasts?
Well,
we
these
just-
are bites, so
Yep.
let's just 17 plus numbers that'll hit.
I'm gonna need your best what is it again?
It's a
Are they were
prowler.
tigers? What? Prowler.
Prowler.
Your best prowler bite impression. So kinky.
Yeah, and so I can't tell if we have advantage. I don't think so. So one hits, one miss if we don't have advantage, and the damage is 9.
The damage is 9. Very well. You wouldn't have advantage on these ones.
Yep, that's fine. So one hit, one
So
miss.
25 points. No, 27. On that one. There you go. Yep. And then the other, and then the bites or the claws.
Already dead against the vampire.
The vampire was dead by the time you did that. Sorry.
I already did the crit. I can't be bothered. Let's just move on.
Okay. Well, how much? Can you just tell me how much damage it was?
25.
25.
But it was, yeah, it was
Because,
crit.
well, yeah, but the crit is just we add the d4s as well. It would have been 2d4s. It would have been minus 16 off 25. So a further 9.
Minus 16 from 29. 9. Yeah. 25. 9. Yeah.
Yep, cool. Making it 18 points of damage total. Cool. Was that just one of the prowlers, or is that both prowlers, Jack? Because there are 2.
Both.
Oh, you hit one miss. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty, thank you very much. Back to the top of the order. That's your enemies are looking a little bit more sparse down there now. Ezmerelda is deceased, but emerging from... No, actually, you know what? Strahd it's his turn now. Strahd has used, just before his turn, he's going to use his legendary action to move another 30 feet up, putting him at 240 feet. Putting him very squarely in the center of 5F, a little bit below Ezmerelda, Nevermore and Selenox. He is then going to cast He's actually going to rise up just to 230 feet, I think. And then he is going to cast Fireball.
Just to clarify, he did just fly straight by Smoothie.
Smoothie is invisible.
Smoothie's also
yeah,
at
Smoothie
230
seemed like
feet, yeah.
stunned. So he's
So
like...
he just flew straight.
Smoothie seems like completely zoned out to him, and so he sees you two, who he has assessed as the big hitters of the group, really, going for his heart. He is like, no, I don't like people being near my heart. This one doesn't seem like a threat. I'm going to go for those two. He is going to fly up towards you, and then at 70 feet from Nevermore, he is going to cast Fireball.
So we were, just to clarify distances again.
Yeah.
335 feet up from the ground was the underside of the heart. I said that we would arrive 10 feet below that. So we are 325 feet up. So he's 230 feet up from the bottom. So he is 95 feet below us at the moment.
But then you did arrive there, and then you flew
We would
down
have glided across a little bit.
Yeah.
So where do you reckon that puts us feet-wise?
300 and 290.
300. Cool. 300 and 290.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. One's
You were
going to be
separated
290.
on staircase.
Got it.
Cell is
Keep them
lower down than
separated.
Nevermore.
Got it.
But
Thank
you are within 30 feet of Selenox. I don't know. He doesn't know where Jack is. He doesn't know where Smoothie is. In terms of height-wise, I think Smoothie is at 230.
And he can kind of just trigger it above the stairs a little bit. So
Yeah, he's
it's both of
basically
us.
wanting to
Yeah.
get both of you, but not his heart.
Got it.
And the radius on it is 40 feet, and you are 30 feet apart because you asked to be.
Yep. Perfect.
So he cops the both of you with... this is a normal third level spell for 8d6s. 4, that is a further 3, one more. Boop, boop.
It's a save, isn't it?
It is a dexterity save, please. It's not a lot of damage, actually. These fireballs
Dexterity
aren't doing
save.
a lot of damage.
All right.
14...
Did that work?
7. 24. 25.
Nice.
How'd you go? 20.
I got a 20.
Nevermore. Selenox gets a 14. 20 is enough. A 14 is not. So Selenox is going to take the full 25 points of fire damage. Nevermore will take 12.
Good.
Where did he throw the fireball?
Just above and
Pretty much in between the two of them.
Okay.
They are just low enough. It was low enough that he could not get his own heart. If they were much higher, he would not be able to squeeze the three of them. But yeah. That would be his turn. Oh no, he's going to keep going up, actually. He's going to move upwards his remaining 10 feet.
Got it. So he's 240 feet up.
Yep. And yeah, that's his turn. Then he is going to summon from the walls, emerging like pustules from the walls of the tower, are a pair of bat swarms. Little ember bats like what you saw before.
Dang, damn it.
And they are going to flutter out around Nevermore and Selenox, but they are not able to do anything as they have just been summoned. So it is Nevermore's turn. It does, however, mean you are starting your turn within the aura of some ember bats, which means you're going to have to make a con save, I think it is. Let me just check. To not catch fire.
Burn, baby, burn.
I'm going to use my
Right.
gifted
it's
1d4.
Right.
The gifted
Yes,
1d4.
you have gifted 1d4. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to use that, bringing my Constitution save up to 16.
16 is more than enough.
Beautiful.
Yep. You do not take the fire damage.
Cool. I am going to peer over the edge. You don't want me hurting this, do you?
I'd
Too
really
bad.
rather not.
And I'm going to point up at it, and I'm going to unleash a tweaked fireball into radiant damage.
Ooh.
So I'm going to cast a radiant damage fireball at the heart.
Amazing. Do that.
All right. Let's switch between all these tabs. With my last 3rd level spell slot. Cast 25, and
25.
the DC is 16. Not that it's going to move, but it's a radiant damage. If that makes any difference to
Does
the
rather.
heart.
It failed. It got an 8. It's irritatingly, I rolled a 20 on the other dice. Yeah, 25 radiant damage, or should I say 50 radiant damage. 129 points of damage. I mean, the 25 would have done it, but... Strahd shrieks in pain. I have notes, they're just quite a long way down. Strahd, still attached to the wall, screeches and goes limp. So you recall he was wearing a cape that was sort of made of a fleshy tendril that was attached to the wall. That was how he was moving around in the tower. That tendril, now like a limp tongue, just sort of flops down, and he is now just sort of hanging slackly from just away from the wall slightly, just above the staircase. Drooping down. His followers all sort of pause, looking up, not rather in horror, just sort of watching. He says in a raspy voice as dry as the grave. After so long, a new experience. Mortal death. Exquisite. My thanks. Then his form sucks back into the wall, the tower around you beginning to sway alarmingly, as if the whole thing is losing its cohesion. And Strahd disappears into the wall, as in a similar way to the way the bats emerged. Looking down, you can see Strahd's allies begin to also take their leave. The Rahadin dashes back into the room from which he had just come out. The were-raven, grasped by the vampire, is still thrashing around. Yevgeny is still dueling with Veriska. But looking down, I'm going to say Smoothie is looking down right now. Or would he be? Jack, do you think?
Yeah, because the heart's gone.
Yeah.
That's what he was planning to do. So yeah.
Smoothie looks down and sees the fight taking place right next to Ezmerelda. He sees a hunched and bony form of a very disfigured Terran dash out across the floor from the staircase beneath where Ezmerelda was, and grasp her, picking the limp form of Ezmerelda de Venir up and dragging her back down, throwing her limply over one shoulder before rushing back down underground.
Is there anything I can do? My turn should be coming up. I was planning to drop.
It is Smoothie's turn. I was actually going to take us out of turn order at this point, really, because the tower around you is shaking and crumbling as if all the bricks and stone and mortar have just lost their cohesion. The place is coming down. An intelligence check from all of you could determine how long you've got.
I don't think he'd be focused on that. He'd be going straight for Ezmerelda if he can, taking out the diamond. What I want to try and do is I want to drop, and then at the last second, kind of get the wings out, kind of catching myself. So basically, I can be there, so I can cast Revivify. That's the intention.
Right. I will say you do this. You drop down and see this creature, and it's Biggin. He is holding Ezmerelda and a gem, a diamond. He has got her in one of his huge clawed wings, and he has a diamond pressed against her chest. And he looks up and says, "We need to go. Quick, young man." Sorry, I was just finding his accent quickly. "We need to go. We need to get out of here. I'll save her when we're free."
Can I make an insight check?
You certainly may.
Okay. That sounds about right. I got a 5 on the dice, so that's a 13.
Smoothie, hope springs in your heart. This is the face of your grandfather, distorted and disfigured through whatever has happened to him, all the things that have happened to him. But his eyes have the same fervor and honesty that you have always known.
I don't think it would be, everything has been way too much, so he would probably just have a lump in his throat as he nods. And
get your
he
friends.
will look up. Where is everyone else?
Nevermore, Selenox, the tower is literally swaying. You are like waving around. This is a limb that has lost all its bones.
With the 20 intelligence, how long have we got to get down?
15 seconds.
To get to the bottom. Jeepers.
To get out. Selenox knows a way out that is faster than going to the bottom. Because you are almost
Selenox,
at the
you've got
top.
15 seconds.
Go on.
Where?
Run with dash up to the exit
So
at the top.
the way this is going to work, this is a skill check, a skill challenge for everyone, including your allies. Esmeralda is being carried by somebody who is kind of immune to this effect. You can choose 2 skills that you can argue would be useful in escaping this building, and roll those 2 skills together. The DC is 30. You can, however, assist your allies. They also have to make this check to escape successfully. You can voluntarily, before you roll, you can see what they roll, and if some of them fail, you can voluntarily sacrifice some of what you roll to give it to them, to build up their score. But you don't get to know how much you've rolled first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Raiders, thank you very much for joining us, Lost Archives, you bloody champions. We are fighting Strahd, boys and girls. Hey guys, how you going? How is your stream? How was your stream? Let us have a shout out at the Lost Archives. How are you bloody champions? Owen, thank you so much for bringing your folks. Devil Knight, I see you. How you going? How was your game? Were you? This was a Strahd night as well, I believe. I think they do Strahd on the same night we do. We have been joined. I don't know if you're up on this, but we have been joined by the wonderful Nevermore. The wonderful Big Viking Mitch has come back to reprise Nevermore for the final boss fight of this game. Yeah, the gang is in. I've taken some liberties. This is Fleshloft now, not Ravenloft, and it's not great. They did kind of just kill Strahd a bit. I'll tell you for free, they killed something. They finished up with the werewolf chapter. Ooh, yeah, we've got a couple of them. We've got were prowlers, but yeah, they're basically the same, and we've got a couple of them in here with us today. The bird folk. Sorry, yeah, I'm going to get back into it because we are right in the middle of a fairly major plot point. So, gang, yes, what two skills? Well, shall we deal with? Let's deal with the allies first. We have 3 revenants, 2 were prowlers, and two were ravens, and Yevgeny, who all need to flee the building. Unless they have a specific skill that is particularly useful to it, it's probably athletics and acrobatics was what I was thinking. But survival would also work if their stats work in that regard. I could also see investigation or history for remembering the path out of here. So I'm going to go across the screen. Mitch, how are the were-ravens getting out of here? Do they go up or down?
All right. If they're going to go 2 skill checks, right,
Yeah.
I'm going to use an acrobatics, and I'm going to use a survival. They are going to go down towards where we entered the tower, flying as rapidly as possible.
Yep.
So, both of them...
I need the acrobatics
each of
first
them-
because one of them is grappled.
Oh, yes, that's true.
That
All
will
right.
count towards it as to escape the grapple. That will be part of this challenge for them.
All right, control C.
The escape DC is 13, so they need... they got a 14!
Oh, nice.
No, 21.
21.
21. Alrighty, yes. They managed to break the grapple, and the 2 of them dash out. Then a survival check for the pair of them.
With an 8.
An 8. That gets them to 29. The escape DC being 30.
30. Yeah, I know. Okay.
If they're flying up, though, they will be going past Nevermore. He will be in a position to assist
They wouldn't...
them.
I don't know if they'd be able to go that high up, because we're quite high up. And they would need to fly...
We're well beyond turn order at this point. So this is
Yeah.
basically just as the tower is collapsing, crumbling down around them, they're dodging between bits of falling flesh masonry. They would be, as birdfolk, very aware that up is often the best way out. They know that this place has a loft, has a way out that way.
Got it.
So if Nevermore would like to give a single point of his successes...
I will. I'll give a single point of my success towards them to get them
the
out.
2 remaining
you're so
were-ravens
giving.
out.
Just the one.
Just one.
Just
they get,
one.
Everybody
If
gets
it was
one.
more than one, I don't know.
Alrighty, Mitch, what are you going to
Oh.
use? What is Nevermore using to get out of here?
Okay.
Get out of here. Get to the
is
roof.
going to use investigation
Yep.
as one of
To
the
look
checks
for a way out.
to kind
Yep.
of look for the way out that Selenok seems to be heading towards.
Yep.
Try to determine how that is going to
Just
work.
beyond the burning wreck of the pile of hearts that was the heart. A 27 will fucking do it.
27. We'll make it 26 because I gave one of those points
okay,
away.
so just pick something you think you can get a 4 on.
And yeah, I can. Let's just go acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, even if I roll a 1, I'll be right.
Naturally.
Didn't roll a 1.
Did very
Sweet.
well, actually.
So I got 46.
So Nevermore got 46 to get out of here. He is,
Yeah.
Nevermore, you grab one of the trailing were-raven, which is Erwin Martikov. He was the grappled one.
Got it.
And you grab him and kind of just throw him ahead of you as you run up the stairs. And hey, Terrace, that is the Martikovs and Nevermore out safely. Smoothie, Jack. You are taking care of the were-prowlers. They were engaged in combat. One of them was in threat, but the initial threat, like the banging on the door on the far side of the Revenant-held door, seems to have ceased. So the way is clear. They just need to get out of here. They are, however, a little bit more deeply in the bowels of Ravenloft.
Okay.
So, what 2 skills would the were-prowlers utilize? One of these 2
The
is
were-prowlers, or I would you be using? Is it
well-
my modifier or theirs?
It will be the were-prowlers modifiers. You can donate before you see what you've rolled some of your score to help them if necessary.
Sorry, I'm trying to follow. I am rolling for them and me.
Yes, but not with the same roll. You're making two skill checks for them, the DC of which combined is 30. And
Okay.
if they fail, you can buff it with your own, or by imposing a negative modifier on your own skill check.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, one of them's unconscious, so he'd cast
Well,
healing
the
word
third one, yeah.
is down, right? So
Yeah.
are they dead? Would I be able to tell if they're dead?
I would say the unnamed prowler is dead. It was killed by a vampire's bite.
Okay. In that case, I won't bother. Well, for me, the rolls would be acrobatics and insight, I think. Just
Insight
because
to what? I've always interpreted insight as
instinct.
figuring people out, like understanding people.
In this, well, I can use perception. It's just as good, but in my head,
I
it's
would
just
go
kind
perception.
of following your instinct.
Yeah, alrighty. If they're exactly the same, then let's call it combination of the two is instinct, which is what you do because it's one or much of a muchness. If you're doing acrobatics, is the other one. But what are they doing? Because do that first.
Okay. And they're rolling twice too, correct?
Yes. What skills would they use?
They don't really have any.
Well, they have modifiers.
They have stealth. Not useful.
Not that useful in
that's
this
the only
instance.
thing they're good at.
Perception.
It's just dex.
Perception, and then like a +2
Where?
to strength, meaning athletics.
Perception
So-
plus 4. Yeah, sure. Let's say
Yeah.
dex.
Perception and athletics. Very well.
Okay. All right.
So a couple of d20s and we'll add 6.
So am I rolling for them first or me first?
Roll
You.
for them first. You don't get
Oh,
to
sorry,
tell
them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't
Okay,
get to
so-
decide what you're going to do. You don't get to decide how much to sacrifice if you know how much you've rolled, is the point. I'm making
Right.
you make a risk.
Okay. All right. So I'm rolling for them. Athletics is 21. And that's cocked. And the whatever. What was the other one? Perception is
Perception.
12.
21 and 12 is 33. That's enough. They managed to get out. And Smoothie rolls his 2, which are going to be absurd.
Acrobatics and insight, yeah. Okay. 17 and 10, which
Ooh,
is 27.
27.
Yeah. That's unless I have a buff I'm not aware of.
Smoothie is going to take some damage then. So the way
I'm probably going unconscious. Yep.
Oh, I love this, actually. That's kind of amazing. Alrighty. Ezmerelda. The dudes. Hang on. I will do the damage that Smoothie takes.
Yeah, please.
Scroll. Is
I'm actually going alright.
3d8 per every point you failed by. So 9 d8s.
Ouch.
Question to
Yeah.
you, DM.
Yeah.
Does the opposite work where the
Because they already knew
prowlers-
how well they'd done. I'm saying PC benefit rather than because it was.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
thought these guys had.
come
I thought
on.
you had a way better chance of making the success than the
Now if you
prowlers
roll a
did.
2.
Yeah, well.
Nope.
That's fair. Cool. All right.
So
Ironically, I could cast guidance on myself, but no. Yeah, I could, but I'm not gonna. Doesn't make sense.
22, 41 points of bludgeoning.
I'm down.
Oh! Alrighty. That's okay. Biggin's there. The Revenants.
Yes. Okay. Yes, for them,
They're very
think-
strong and fast.
Are they? Yeah, they're using athletics and survival, so that's a
Athletics and survival.
strength and whiz. And I've got 3 of them, so I need to do this, what, 6 times?
Just do it one for the group.
Okay.
Well, you can do it separately if you want, but... So
Yeah,
14?
doesn't want to do it. Fuck.
Oh, no? Oh, I'm
No,
looking at the
doesn't.
wrong thing.
Yeah, I'll do this one because.
Yeah, you use D&D Beyond, because that's what the audience
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that is a 20.
20 for the first is not bad at all.
Yeah. 21st.
Followed by... have to fail by quite a lot to
23.
kill the Revenants. Whoa! Okay, yeah, the Revenants are fine. The Revenants come upon... the Revenants are bursting through the door. Basically, the Revenants even take a moment and kill the remaining ghasts in the room with them. They're just like, just gonna deal with this nice and quickly. Before... and then Smoothie dashes between them. They open the door for him, and then the four of them sort of go as a group with Biggin bringing up the rear. Smoothie, however, is going to get caught just before making it out the door. A huge piece of bone just bashes Smoothie around the skull, and he is just knocked unconscious. The Revenants,
I'm just ushering them out.
Yeah.
Like trying to do his best Selenox impression, and that's what kept him.
Dead set. That is what happens. And Godfrey Gwillem, seeing this, says, no, not today. And scoops up the unconscious Smoothie and drags him out. Selenox and Yevgeny, who are nowhere near each other. So,
but I could send him the power from my heart.
You absolutely can. I am more than on board with you just shouting encouragement to fucking run. Not Zuelika. Veriska is melding into the floor at his feet, and he looks at it and goes, "That okay. You do you. Bye. Goodbye." He will pick up Ezmerelda's flamethrower, and that would be the other way that he can be being assisted, is using it to torch his way out. Let's roll for Yevgeny, shall we? A veteran has a +5 to athletics and a +2 to perception, which we've already decided are useful abilities. How does that sound?
His strength is a +3, so would that give him +3 for acrobatics?
No, because acrobatics is based off dex, which is +1.
Oh, okay. So his strength
He
just
has
athletics.
Athletics is 5. Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, so let's do athletics and perception then.
Yep.
So the first roll is 19. Well, that's including the add, so 19 in total.
Yep, 19 total plus
7.
So 26.
So 26. So he can have 4 from me.
He can have 4 from Selenox. Interesting. So, Yevgeny, what does Selenox say to encourage him to fucking run?
I mean, does it have to be out loud?
No.
I was thinking more like...
If Selenox would not shout...
I feel like it's more like Selenox is just like, as she's running out of the tower, she's like, get out of here, you fucking asshole. Get out!
And gives him 4 to fucking run. Yeah, and the flamethrower helps as well.
Under her, like, as she's running, like, she's like, just, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a pure will.
Yeah, I love it. Alrighty, what is Selenox doing to get out of here? She needs a 34 now.
Yeah, fuck.
Even though she was technically closest to the easy exit.
Yeah. Well,
I think she just sat there, just watching him leave. She wouldn't go until he had gone, but she was refusing to say anything positive.
So I'm going to use athletics and acrobatics, please. Because after watching, I have to do a few dives to get out.
There's a cartwheel involved, dead set.
Yeah. Like, why? Oh, why not?
Because I fucking can.
Okay, so I got 28.
Okay,
27,
so you need 6.
The first one. And my acrobatics is +6. And then I got 9.
Oh, that was closer than I would have liked, actually. That's only 37. You needed 34. Okay. You got it. Selenox. I will just read this next little bit, and then we will have a little breaklet, everybody. The flight from the bowels of Ravenloft is a melange of screams, crunches, and wet slaps of raw meat dropping to the floor. Looking around yourselves at the carnage, the collapsed offal of what once was an imposing castle, you gather your allies and take stock. The rest of you gather around, and then swooping in from out of the dingy, almost non-visible sunlight, with the clouds at her back, Selenox lands. Godfrey Gwillem has Smoothie over his shoulder, and standing in the middle of this somewhat depleted group is Biggin, in his taloned, bedraggled form, cradling the deceased Ezmerelda de Venier. And we will take a short little break there, everybody. We'll be back in 5 to 10. Say goodbye, everyone. Avast, ahoy, and good day, mateys. We be back for some more Strumblewood. The gang has kind of caused a bit of a landslide. Flesh slide? I don't like that. Landslide, let's call it that, of the castle, Ravenloft. It's more of the edifice of Ravenloft at this point. Yeah, it's kind of coming down around their ears and, well, ankles at this point. The gang is standing outside what was the main gate. And it is a pile of rotting offal. The huge heap of flesh and bone that the castle was once before is now just collapsed around you, and just beyond the whole sort of impact crater stands our heroes, or at least most of them. A couple of them are lying down, one of them's very still. A ghastly, vaguely humanoid figure stands in the center of them, the torn remnants of a priest's vestments, just shreds and threads. A few of them have been stitched in with what look like upsettingly like actual skin, have been sort of woven in to make it work. And he has stooped. His spine has a series of bony outgrowths on it. You can clearly see the ribs. He is sunken and sallow, but he speaks in a voice that he always used. Smoothie, come back to me, boy. And he does a first level, I'm afraid, for reasons, cure wounds on Smoothie.
Selenox is gonna put her sword to his throat if he gets near Smoothie.
I'm just trying to save him. You get out of my way, woman. You don't keep me from my grandson.
How about you let me do it? And
Very well.
Selenox is gonna keep the blade at him and get out the totem.
Very well.
My Adana. And I'm gonna cast oh fuck, where's my Adana thing?
Oh, that's where that went.
The icon. Cure wounds.
Yep.
For 3d8.
3d8.
Plus 3.
3d8 plus 3. Roll them bones.
10.
10.
Sorry, no.
Rough.
Hmm.
He says, very well. Then he turns to Ezmerelda and casts Revivify. Taking a blood-encrusted diamond and essentially just presses it slowly but firmly into Ezmerelda's heart. And Ezmerelda, your eyes flutter open, and the first thing you see is a maw. Bony teeth juttering up. One is straight up sticking through the top lip from the bottom. And he says, can you hear me, ma'am? Here, allow me. And he assists you very gently in standing up. Extremely gentlemanly. You are on 1 hit point.
Yay, I'm probably also not able to stand because I'm willing to bet my leg did not survive that fall.
I'm gonna say Revivify sort of fixes you up.
I was going to say,
Knits the
otherwise,
bones.
I
there's
have
some
mending,
mending that was
worst
offered
case, yeah.
earlier.
Yes.
Other very wooden leg.
Oh,
if I,
the wooden
if I
leg.
notice
Yeah.
if I notice that the leg is broken, but I notice that Ez is conscious again, I'll just quietly make my way over, crouch down, and start casting mending on the leg to fix it.
Yeah. As you're
Don't
sort of
worry about it,
don't
I'll
have a
fix it.
huge amount of weight on it, as you can feel the joint re-knit around the whatever remains of that leg. I don't know exactly how far up it goes. And he stands back and says, "Well now, Smoothie, are you well?"
Just for the record, I still have my blade. That's quite close to his throat.
You can put the blade down, my dear. I don't mean anyone here any harm.
How did you get your mind back? No one else in that castle had their own mind. How do you have yours?
He frowns at you. My mind is my own, it always has been.
Well, then why were you in that castle?
I am serving the master, just as we all should.
Which one?
Our lord, the lord of this realm. He that is Strahd, he is our master, and we should serve him.
So how is carrying our friend here out of the castle serving him?
She is a friend of my grandson, and needed assistance. What more need do you have to look a gift horse in the mouth? Smoothie, please, son. I've missed you. Smoothie, for a moment, the offal around you is rubble again. And you're looking at Biggin, as you remember him. Tall and strong, broad of shoulder and clean of wing.
Is that okay?
She lives,
She took a fall.
don't you?
Yes?
I am here, little one.
Yeah. What happened?
You somewhat brought the castle down around you. I imagine the Lord will be most displeased.
The Lord. Yeah.
Kind of looked to me as though the Lord was incapacitated. He disappeared into the wall.
They sounded pretty fucking happy about it, considering.
That's sarcasm, by the way, right?
No.
No?
No.
Oh. It's hard to tell with you, sorry.
He didn't seem disappointed
So
at the fact. What's up, Smoothie? You good?
He just
What
wants a
happened to
hand
you?
up. He just wants a hand up.
Okay. I'm gonna help him
Head
up.
wound.
I help him up with one arm, but I've still
Yeah.
got my fucking sword out.
Yeah.
Especially now. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I'll help out. What the fuck happened to you? What the fuck happened to him? What?
Who?
I'm gonna look at the Revenant because I saw them carrying him. I was like, oh, what?
Godfrey says Smoothie was struck by falling debris. He was
Right.
assuring we all got out before him, which is all laudable, but completely unnecessary. But that's Smoothie.
I forgot you were dead.
I get that, and I really appreciate the, you don't see dead people. So, you made sure I got out, I made sure you get out.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Don't need anyone else joining the ranks of the undead today.
no. Speaking of the undead, well, actually, I can't have this conversation with you. Sorry, mate.
I just brought back one of your friends from death.
And I really
My
appreciate
grandson wants... I want to talk to my grandson, woman. I'm sorry if I'm not being polite enough for you, but you have a sword at my throat and I wish to see my grandson, who I have not seen in 4 months.
that. Smoothie,
Yeah.
do you want to talk to him?
Is Ezmerelda lying down, sitting up, standing up? You meet him.
Standing. As best she can.
Where are we?
Out the gates, out the front gates, basically. The road leading up to the precipice on which the mountain stood. Upon which the castle stood. So on the far side of the castle than the one you entered from.
All right. Well, just, boy, this is tough because I don't know if we're still going to be in combat. How hurt is everyone looking in the general sense before I answer that question?
Ez is on 0, on 1 hit point, and not a lot of total hit points. The Revenants are perfectly fine. Yevgeny is, I think, perfectly fine.
No, Yevgeny is about... Like, he looks bruised.
Okay.
Selenox is bleeding.
Erwin Martikov has resumed his Corvum form. However, one wing is currently being bandaged into a sling by his remaining friend.
I will cast Mass Healing Word. And I will target... I didn't mean to do that, but that way. But sure, let's do it that way. 9, apparently. Even though I just hit cast, like, here's the dice. So 9 points of healing to Selenox, because she said she was hurt. Myself, Ezmerelda, that's 3.
Nevermore took some.
Is Nevermore hurt?
I took 9 damage.
There you go. You're back to full.
There you go.
Nice.
And 2 more that look particularly hurt.
The only other 2 who are hurt are Yevgeny and Owen.
Sure. So let's do that.
Yeah.
So 9 points of hit. So I'll just kind of almost absent-mindedly just go like that.
Erwin back to full, actually. Yeah. His wing is still broken, but he's physically healthy again. He just can't fly.
Once that's complete, hearing that, I'll just go.
Jack, can I ask, what does it look like when you cast that? What do you do?
Boy, silver thread stitching up the wounds, just kind of or actually more like a salve, probably like silver dew from leaves, kind of bloop and
Wafts
over the
out from him as he says it?
No, just it appears on them like
Okay.
a tiny droplet on them, just all at once.
Sure.
Sort of thing.
Seeing this, a single tear sort of appears in Biggin's eye. I'm so proud of you, boy. You've gotten so much stronger in the service of our Lord.
Yeah.
In fact, no, he would have said in service of Titan. Of the Night Father. The word he would use is Night Father, but yeah.
Okay. In that case, he might.
But he says it in the way you know he means Titan, not Strahd.
Right. I getcha. Okay. Does it look like we're? Does it look like we'll be? Shouldn't we be going after?
Yep.
We will.
I think we have a moment for a reunion.
We will do a
If
quick
you
scout
want
round.
one.
Godfrey says. And he and the other two revenants sort of do a loop. Clearly feeling a little awkward, and Zuelika and her remaining ally, Annika, say, yes, we will take the other side. And look meaningfully at Erwin and his friend, and the four were creatures go in the other direction, leaving just Yevgeny, who is cradling Ezmerelda's flamethrower. And he more like a heavy weapon trooper, I think. And he says,
"Don't listen to them, my sweet."
This is, I would, if you have time, I would really appreciate one of these. But this is here. It's very good. And he gives it back to Ez.
Thank you.
Gramps. You don't know these people, but anything we can talk about, you can trust them. This is Nevermore. He's the most new person. He
A pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Your grandson's a fine man.
That he is. You are a good character, sir.
You've probably heard of Ezmerelda. Even I think he told me stories about Van Richten. Yeah.
Yes.
So you know
I have
about.
never had the pleasure before, my dear, but it is indeed one. Glad I was able to do you some service.
Thank you.
And that's Zelenox.
Yes, I don't think we've been officially introduced. I understand
Pleasure.
why you are defensive, but there is no need. I would never hurt my grandson.
We'll get there. But anyway, Cell's. I wouldn't be here without Cell.
Well, then she has my thanks.
I met her right at the beginning when I ran. When you.
Yes. That was my mistake. I should not have told you to go. I should have told you to stay with me. We'd have been fine together. I just didn't know that at the time. But you're back now. You're here. He's so wonderful, Smoothie. I need to introduce you. He's seen such wonders. He's shown me so many things. He wants to elevate this place, to make it bright again.
To make it bright again. Why would he do that, Grandpa?
To save his people.
Uh-huh.
To save all of us who have suffered for so long here. That is the hope he offers.
Do you know what he is, Grandpa? I mean, not a metaphor, not a no describing words. Do you know what he is?
Taryn? What are you driving at here, son? A prince? Or are you looking for a descriptor?
No.
I know what we thought he was. We thought he was evil.
I
He
don't.
thought he was a plague on this place. I remember. I'm not stupid. But I know better now. That's what I'm trying to show you. He would make this place a paradise again. Imagine imagine the hills live with vines. More wine than anyone could drink. Sunlight every day, crops as far as the eye can see.
What? How did that happen? What did he tell you? How did that happen in the first place?
I know what you mean. You're saying that he was the one that made it like that. Well, he wasn't. We were wrong. We were lied to.
By who?
The books, the histories, the what we've been told. It's all mouth to mouth. It's all word to word.
So who did it?
I don't know, but it wasn't him.
So you don't know because he didn't tell you.
He's shown
Right?
me. The man I know would not have done that. He says he wouldn't, and I believe him. And the way he says believe, you see the first sort of flash in his eyes, Smoothie, of this man is not insane. This man is unsane. And for
Really?
that brief of moments, that glamour fades. And now you are looking at the ragged and deformed face of your grandfather again. Unsane.
Broken?
No,
Like,
I said not
Unflappable?
Enthralled?
I don't know what the word means, so I'm trying to clarify.
It is so hang on. Unsane. No, just the word, god damn it. They keep trying to tell me about what does unsane mean? Here we go. Unsane means not sane or mentally disturbed. It suggests a state of being mentally unwell or of having a lack of mental stability. While it can sometimes be used as a synonym for insane, it might also imply a degree of maladaptive mental functioning that isn't necessarily clinically insane. In essence, unsane implies departure from normal mental functioning without necessarily implying the severe mental illnesses associated with insane. He is thinking different.
Transcendence, almost. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
It is a forced, and I think maladaptive is the real key word in all of that. He has been forced to see the world differently, to protect himself from the horror of his own existence. But let's not bicker. We haven't seen each other in so long. Here. And he raises his arms, offering a hug.
sorry, hang on.
Ooh. Ooh.
Flinches.
Smoothie flinches. I see. I do see. Sometimes I see it just beyond the corner of my eye. The little secret trying to get out. The thing I don't want to see.
What's that?
But then I don't see it no more. Then I focus on Titan. I focus on the Night Father. And I come back to myself. I come back to me. To who I am. But you can see it, can't you? You can see that place that I dare not look. You're stronger than me.
What did he do to you?
He showed me the way. He showed me the light. He showed me how wrong I was.
Yeah.
But there is... Your native perception is high, insight is high enough for this. There is a doubt in his voice. As he says
Grandpa.
that.
He's gonna look down slightly at his feet, and then he's going to cast Moonbeam, but not on him, about 5 or so feet before him. And he wants to concentrate it in such a way that, like, essentially I'm casting it at second level, but he wants to essentially well, he casts it behind him and just goes, you're right, let's not fight. Python's cast a nice little beam for us there, you see?
Make me a persuasion check.
Sure.
I think I get what you're picking up what you're putting down.
15.
15.
Wish I were rolling higher.
I rolled a 4. He wants to believe you.
Yeah.
And he says, Oh yeah, I feel its warmth. It's so good to feel that again. You were always strong, Smoothie. Strong enough to bring his light here.
Yeah. I will walk with him if he wants. Actually, no, he will. And he'll take the damage. If that's what happens.
Yeah.
He's basically just kind of leaving it up to
You'll
Titan at this point.
take the half damage.
Okay.
From the first turn's worth. So roll
Okay.
me the damage, please.
All right, for the first turn. Okay. 10.
10. So you take 5. And as you walk him into the beam, there is a scream. I'm not going to do it, but it is the scream of a bat hunting. That high-pitched chitter. And his arm, which has been sort of around your shoulders, the claws dig in, bite in, and then you hear him say, "No, you're right. I love you, boy." And then he burns. And there is just screaming. The scream lasts longer than the body does, until a charred collection of bones collapses. The hand just is the last thing that goes limp, and unless you hold it, it stays on your shoulder. Unless you let go of it, it will stay on your shoulder.
He'll hold on to it until
There is a
it's done.
hand attached to a wrist and a part of a wing still attached to your shoulder. The whole thing took 15 seconds. But it felt, I imagine, quite a bit longer.
I'm going to take if he'll let me, I'm going to take the claw off him and then just envelop him.
Probably just, it's not fair, is probably what you would hear. Just kind of in there.
It's not. It's fucking not.
Nevermore, can you please make me an Arcana check? Oh. You just
23.
well beneath your feet and back towards the castle, or where the castle stood, you feel a surge of magical power. And it coincides perfectly with Smoothie saying it's not fair. Something just got stronger.
I'm going to pull out the card on the string and hold it up in front of me and see if the card seemingly sways in the same direction.
It sways, not just in the same direction, but actually slightly to one side of it, closer to the precipice where you first got up, you climbed up. It first pulls in that direction and then wafts. And I don't know why I just did it with my hand when you guys say it. First pulls in that direction, then wafts to one side, and following where it wafts towards, you can see a bony growth in the pile of meat that the castle has become, already succumbing to putrefaction, an ossified opening like a slice of spinal column. The central hole dripping wetly as a breeze gusts out from it from below.
I think that's our way down. Speaking to Irilath momentarily in my mind, my knowledge on vampires isn't exactly full bottle. What a full bottle on these things. When they're destroyed, there's a period of time when they're weakened, correct?
Yes. I don't think you just destroyed a vampire, I'm going to be honest.
What do you think it is that we destroyed?
You killed the castle. Literally. He and the castle were one. No one landed a blow on the thing that was sticking to the wall. You blew up the heart of the castle. But he and was physically connected to it. I think he and the castle had become one and you slew it. I don't know if you killed a vampire, but you killed something, and it was definitely using his voice. My supposition is he's getting close. The god is the plane, in a very real sense. A god is a plane. He was, and bits of that castle were becoming flesh. You saw it. And it wouldn't shock me. I mean, you've seen, and you have seen, the castle itself was reaching into the roots of the mountain it's sitting on. I think the rot is spreading. And not before very long, he will literally be this plane.
No time to rest, then. Down we go.
He is probably recovering as we speak.
Okay.
Both roleplay wise and mechanically speaking, I think Smoothie probably needs a short rest at the very least. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
And Selenox isn't like Selenox is going to just sit there with Smoothie in her arms until he doesn't need to be there anymore. So we might be all sitting there for quite a while.
Ez would probably appreciate it too. Yevgeny is giving Cell and Smoothie their space and is doing what he can for Ezmerelda and her wounds. He's being very gentlemanly, as much as possible, and also just a little bit like I don't want to step on this one's toes. She couldn't get angry, yeah. But he's like, here, if you'll allow, I will some bandages. Yeah, he attempts to apply medicines and salves and and balsams. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah. I don't think she'll allow him to do very much. He's like, unfortunately, both of your eyes are fine, so you'll never be quite as good looking as me, but there we go. And he taps you lightly on the, pats you lightly on the shoulder and says, I think that is all I can do for you. Is there anything you need?
No. Thank you for bringing that back.
Oh, you're welcome. I don't know if I would have gotten out without it, actually.
It is a little useful, yes.
I suppose we have time for a short rest just to regain somewhat of our strength before we delve back down again. I don't think Strahd is defeated, though.
No.
I think, and I'll hold the string up and show the others that it's still moving. He's still here. He's still active.
Yevgeny doesn't know anything like enough about it to have a comment, and the others aren't here, so yeah, he would say, I will defer to your judgment then, but I think our young friend here needs a moment.
Yes, we should rest.
That was very brave of him.
With his grandfather.
A hard thing to do. No?
Very hard thing to do. Seeing a loved one die is really fucking hurts.
It's not seeing them die. It's being the one to make the choice. To put them out of their misery.
Yes, that's worse, yes.
Wow. Oh! Cool. Alrighty. You have a short rest. Godfrey and the gang.
All right then, if you insist.
Come back a little while later, and Godfrey and the other two revenants say, we will establish a perimeter. Erwin says, well, that was unpleasant. And no mention is made of the pile of scorched bones. And the absence of Biggin. I don't think any of them didn't hear it. But nobody says anything. Zoelica would... I think the only one she has any bond with is Smoothie, but if he's not looking approachable, I don't think she would say anything.
Maybe towards the tail end, as
Yeah.
he's sort of maybe just kind of eating something, shall we say?
Yeah.
You know.
No sign of Emil in there. I did not see him or even smell him. You?
Did I see him? No, I would have told you.
Well, you did see him before. Because you did tell her.
I would have mentioned that to her.
Yeah, no,
About
that
the
was, you
before
told her when in the battle on the rooftop.
Yeah.
He was there. And then
Yeah.
you did tell her. She was meaning today.
Yeah,
And you would
that's
have
what he
told
said.
her. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Which means he is somewhere else. I hope. And not in there. And her lip curls as she looks at it doesn't smell great. And I'm going to use the word puddle liberally here, is actually spreading.
What do you want to do? If
I
you
am
do
with
find
you.
him?
Oh. It will depend on how far gone he is. I want to save him if I can. I came here to do so, and if I can't, then I will do as what you have done. You have given me a very good example. That was very brave. Sorry, you don't want to think about it, and I can understand. But I would follow your example, if I must. Rather not. He is controlled. He is still enthralled. I am hoping that
we'll
simply
get him back
he can
if we
be
can.
rendered unconscious until the beast is dead. And then he
We
will be
saved
his
Van
old self.
Richten. If we can, we'll save him. And anybody else we can help. I promise.
Da.
Thanks, by the way.
It sounds like you did well. I never saw it. Never saw anything. I don't want to ask you to relive it, but...
Oh. Get me a steak and we'll talk about it after, huh?
Square deal. Annika! She and Annika turn into prowlers and dash towards the nearest tree line.
Ugh.
And about 10 minutes later, they come back. It has already been stripped, so you don't know what it was. But there is a decent-sized chunk of meat that, if filleted properly, could constitute a steak.
I want that story now, bitch. All right.
No, she's just decided that you need this.
That's funny.
Only enough
in
for
that
one,
case,
I'm afraid. The rest of you will have to deal with rations, but I think this one has earned it.
I'm not gonna say no. Ez, do you have that funky salt still? That salt you got from somewhere else?
I think it is in my pack.
Thank you.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's gunpowder.
Hell yeah.
And a single gout from the flamethrower gives it just enough cooking to be not raw.
Flambe.
Yeah.
That's like a Disney animation. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great.
This is the point how we need to use my flamethrower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's Chekhov's flamethrower. You can't have it in the series and not use it.
I mean, at least once, right?
Yeah.
At least it was put to use for something in this
Yeah.
combat.
Um,
Okay.
Selenok. Yevgeny would... No, Yevgeny is doing other things. Soot would stick his head out of your backpack and say, Soot? And you hear, okay?
Yeah. I'm okay. It'll take the kid a while to be okay, though.
Soot.
How you doing? You little dragon, you.
And he shakes his head and says, Soot. And you hear, no. Soot. You. And then he wraps himself around your neck and like makes and like puffs himself up like you do. And he wraps himself around your neck like a scarf and tries to... It's the equivalent of a hug.
But
Ellie B, Mitch, well, anybody, do you have anything you wish to do over this short rest other than... I mean, you can't do anything major, but you can do... Say or be or do.
Tinker with the leg.
Tinker with your leg, yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to cast ritual spell, Unseen Servants,
Nice.
and I'm just going to get them to kind of massage my shoulders and my back a little bit.
Oh gosh.
That's literally it. Yeah.
Do we say we don't see them, do
No,
we? So we just
You don't, but you'll see me like kind of muttering, being like, you're working that knot out very good.
oh god.
Kind of moving my arm like that, and you'll just see like
Oh, yes.
my
Right
robe
there. Oh,
just
that's
kind
good.
of
That's
depress slightly. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the spot. Oh,
Deeper,
yes,
deeper.
perfect. Work that kink out. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
It pays to know magic.
It does.
You wouldn't believe the things those unseen servants have done for me.
Nope.
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 Yeah.
Nope.
He had quite a lonely childhood. So descending.
So, by the way, in a
ending.
mechanical sense, for Ezmerelda, with the short rest, in terms of regaining hit points, has everybody used the hit die and everything to regain as many hit points as possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Where are you at as?
32 of 35.
Oh my
Wait, so
god,
you-
you're so squishy.
Wait,
Yeah,
hang on,
we
sorry.
got our max HP reduced, both of us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
by quite a bit.
Because of all the biting Strahd did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on 39 max out of
Shit.
80.
Yeah. That's why we were like, can we
You
have a
can't
long
recover
rest?
from that.
No.
Yeah, well, no.
How do you regain that, by the way?
We
Sorry.
have a long rest.
It's just a long rest.
Or greater restoration would do it.
Oh, no, I haven't really got that, unfortunately. Right. I will, No, it's fine. I'll keep them for if anybody gets knocked unconscious. It's okay. Cool. All right.
Ellie, did you burn all your hit dice?
No. I don't. Can I go over? That was my question.
What do you mean? Oh, you can absolutely go over. You can get to your max
Okay.
and stop though. That way you just yeah.
Because I can do more.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you can burn as many as you want to get yourself back to full. One more would do it, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Gathering the remains of your team. I mean, that max. There you go. That'll do it. Is Cell back up to max? I imagine. So.
I am on 100 out of 101.
Okay.
Must be nice.
Do you want to burn
Yeah.
another one, or to bring it back up, or are you good?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Now and then, thank you very much for the follow your bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Pardon me.
Also, DM, you can remove the additional D4 that I was given.
Oh, thank you.
on,
Yes, you did.
yeah.
You did use it. Let's have that gone away. So, we are out of bonuses. So,
Yeah, you know what would be great if some people in chat
I don't think
brought
so.
us some
I don't think there's any need for
inspirations
this.
for our second phase of our
the second
ridiculous
phase
of the
boss
boss
fight.
It doesn't even cost you money. You could just
No.
spend some
Just
of your
watch it.
doubloons.
Watch
Yeah,
the show
I've
for a while.
got over 40,000 doubloons, but I'm
Unfortunately,
not
you
allowed
can't
to
We're not
buy
allowed to
any
spend it
Well,
on
you're-
ourselves, are we?
But what about my allies?
No, no, long-standing rule. You can spend it
buy
on
a
the
lot.
other show if you wanted to. I'll allow you to buy NPC names if you want, but you can't buy bonuses for the other players in the game. Maybe one of my NPCs could show up and help out. I'm not adding anything new at this point, Bishop Blood.
But the NPCs were big enough as it was, just like, oh, that's it, and that's it, and that's it. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're good.
Alrighty.
It's on us.
Well then, you gather your remaining allies. You're down to just 2 were-ravens and 2 were-prowlers, but all 3 revenants.
in
Quadrant Pop
in-
has redeemed a D4 bonus. Oh! Hey, Quad, how are you? Who's that for? Yes, bro?
I didn't kind of register that, but in the kind of little bit of downtime, I will also go round to Zuelica and
where Raven, what's his name?
Owen.
Owen.
Owen, thank you. And just like Owen, I'll just clap a hand on his shoulder and be like, I'm sorry, they fought well.
They did. They believed in this.
We'll make it count.
We still do. Ro has just received a default bonus, and because quad is burning bright, let's roll a d3 to see who gets the next one that they gave. A 2, that's one for Smoothie as well. There you go.
I think I would actually say, as we're kind of getting our stuff back together, I'm not sure. It would depend on the situation. I don't know if he'd have the headspace right now to like do it privately or not, but he would probably say to Erwin in particular, but to everyone who isn't the big four.
Yeah.
You guys, you have done a lot. And I'm particularly going to look at Owen as I say this. If you want to turn back now and go back to your family, I get it. I think we
Jack,
get
roll
it,
me an
right?
insight. And roll together RPG. Thank you very much for the raid, you bloody champions. Avast, mateys, you wee scallywags.
Thank you.
How are you guys going? How was your fucking show? Guys, it is a pleasure to have you. We are at the tail end of our adventure, but we're at the end of our session, but we're still doing a little bit of roleplay. The gang is about to go into the dungeons of Ravenloft. But they're not really the dungeons, and they're not really of Ravenloft anymore, because Ravenloft is a steaming pile of offal, and the dungeons are something else. Oh boy, I'm
There's
excited.
just something about that word.
Awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
I don't
Good word,
like
isn't it?
it.
It's like moist.
awful.
I don't like it. See, I'm okay with moist. I don't mind
Okay,
that. But
yeah.
awful. I don't like it.
It's delightfully onomatopoeic,
Slide
isn't
we
it?
had earlier.
Flesh tied,
For
yes.
the inside check, it's 22.
22. Smoothie. Erwin is hurt. His wing is broken. But there is resolve in his eyes. He would retire, but only if you told him to. He is there. And his ally, his buddy, a female Corvum that you do not know, the other of his kindness, is clearly wavering, but he is steel, and he would only leave if you made a good argument for him to do so.
Erwin, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But boy, do I wish that my father figure was still around. You got kids. It's your choice.
I said that was with you.
You are no coward.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Okay. Uh, 24.
Oh.
He's
Very
not telling him.
persuasive.
I'm being very clear. This is his choice.
No,
It's his
you're
road to
just
hoe. But
making a good point.
he's thinking of what the kids would feel because he just had that experience.
Yeah.
So
Erwin looks around at all of you. Zuelika says, "You're a bird. You'll be useless underground. Go make yourself useful somewhere else. Go and find someone to protect." And it definitely wasn't that. But Erwin nods. In fact, it's not one. It's not loads of them. What I just did. It's
say hi to them for me, okay?
you come back. Yes, do it yourself. I'll be very angry with you if you fail now.
Well, I can't have that.
Exactly. He then... He draws you in close, Smoothie. He grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you in. And he says, don't forget that that man loved you very much. That love gave him the strength to resist. Now go. Go and finish this. You have the faith of all of those of Barovia who still believe in freedom. Go. Do this. Tony Karlstrom.
Ready, guys?
2 inspirations. Ooh. For who, Tony? I've got one as well. You can't give it to me. I've already got one.
Woo!
I mean, I could have 2, I guess, if you like.
Oh, yeah. The DM decided to.
It's happened before. Descending into the bowels of the castle, the fleshy mass of the place slowly ossifies. The stairs are ridges and lumpy, the risers formed of rib cages, narrow pillars of vertebrae supporting the ceiling of bonded femurs. The air is desert dry and still. You are in a true mortuary. It's good to see you, comes a voice from the dark. But I'm afraid the master is indisposed, and does not wish to be disturbed, mutters another, this one unfamiliar. Emerging from the dark are the faces of Aragal and a dark brown Mapatch that you don't know, but you hear from behind you, Emil. And I think we will leave it there. Tony has just gifted Ezmerelda and Selenox inspirations. That one and that
Very nice.
one.
Maybe I'll be the next
Tony,
squishy
you bloody
next week.
champion. A little less squishy. Alrighty. Guys, we have just had a cracking session. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know I have. We have to do now what we like to do at the end of our sessions. We do our favorite moments where we go around the table and tell each other how good we did, because a lot of people did goods and stuff. So can I have, please, a D5 in chat to tell us who we get to talk about first? This is something we stole unapologetically from the dreaded GM. It is a lovely idea. Thank you, now and then. Yeah, we love it. It was dreaded GMs, but so many people do it now. It has spawned a whole little movement. Ardana does it. I have done it on several other channels as well. Roll for Damage used to do it. So we have... I'm going to unapologetically steal this from him. Please do, now and then. It is a really... It's... particularly for performers, for actors, of which most of us are, it is really good for your self-esteem, because whilst we come off as extremely self-confident, a lot of us actually riddled with anxiety and doubt. But it's also nice to just be told, you don't know necessarily what you did was good, if what you intended was received by the audience. So being told, oh, that was really good, it's actually really good and helpful for your performance. It's also just nice to be flattered. So... we got a couple of 3s in chat there. I saw 2 D5s rolled, and they were both rolled a 3.
Well,
so
it was actually a 5 and a 4.
Okay, in which case it is Jack first, and then Ezmerelda. Jack first, and then Ellie B. So, favorite smoothie moments. Gosh, this is going to be difficult. Because he didn't do much, did he? Yeah, guys.
Sorry.
I mean, it's I'm going to take it if no one else is.
Go on, then.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
like the,
We're all taking the same one.
yeah, I mean
Some
the
variants
moon,
of that.
the moonbeam was beautiful. Like yeah, it was really the walking into it, holding his hand, and yeah, like all the Jack acting around it as well. Was gorgeous, but yeah, It was a beautiful idea. We're super sad. Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
The the rolling for whether or not Smoothie would flinch at the hug, that was very cool. I love throwing that to chance. That was very interesting, very cool. And Jack does this a lot when he's like, I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. Both are cool ideas. I'm going to roll for it. Yeah, it's neat. And I'm really sorry to hear that. That sounds rough. I hope you get better soon, but I'm glad you managed to sleep well.
Bloody hell.
I appreciated the fact that when the opportunity was there to talk to Biggin, the first thing you did before even doing that was to think of all your companions and to heal them or attempt to ease their pain before dealing with your own emotions. So that was just another sign of who Smoothie is. So, yep.
Mine was the discussion around whether or not you'd be able to grab Ez at all. It was just that thought of, would I be able to? It was immediately, I don't care if I'm going to put myself in harm's way. I'm just going to go and see what I can do. And that was very Smoothie, but also just lovely.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything, but you tried. And then in the end, it kind of diverted and was like, no, I'm going to do what needs to be done, which was, it was good.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed the I've just been knocked out acting. For a while,
I did specify a blow to the head
Jack,
as well.
And then I was like, he's been concussed.
I just, whenever I think of those scenes, I just think of Mal Reynolds when he got knocked out in Firefly.
Yeah.
What happened to me? Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what I did particularly well, but I want to kind of give a compliment to Josh, which was Josh had certain ideas. I was reacting, and then he was reacting to me, and it was really nice having that openness in the scene, because I don't know what the thought process was, if there was one, and I don't want to know it because it's more interesting not knowing. There was even, I think, a potential of he begins to understand, but to me this is the only way it could have gone, given everything that he's been taught, everything that I believe Biggin would have believed. And the tragedy that, if it were in any other situation, he probably would have wished for another minute where they could have talked about something that wasn't that.
Yeah.
The immediate situation. Is that another bloody raid? Holy crap. Hi, guys.
Realm of Russ. Thank you very much for joining us, you bloody champions. David Raidmote's up in chat. Guys, thank you so much. How are you? How was your stream? What were you guys doing? Tell us all about it. A shout out. I can spell. The Realm of Russ. No, just Realm of Russ. Realm of Russ.
Like someone tried to use the emote. It was like Realmo 54, Realmo 54, Realmo 54, Raid Realmo 54.
Yeah, I imagine it's a copy-paste job, but it didn't copy-paste.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What were you guys doing? They were playing some D&D. Tell us all about it. We love D&D. Some of us even play it sometimes.
Occasionally.
It's been known.
Probably not today.
Is that one of those high rolling or those low rolling games?
D&D, it depends very much.
So does Rose Mood about them.
Yeah.
What, fickle? No.
Guys, we are at the tail end. You were map making. Interesting. What were you making the maps for? This is our Curse of Strahd Humblewood crossover. Humblewood being a Hit Point Press product with cute little animal folk, and Curse of Strahd being that one. But I've just gone and made it even weirder and grosser. turns out Ravenloft was a flesh prison now. Not so much anymore. Now just kind of a pile of it. And they're now climbing into an ossuary, which is where Strahd has been. He's not buried. He's fine. So we're coming up very close to the end. Next week, or maybe the week after, will be the finale. So yes, very fun. Thank you for joining us. How goes the game? It was pretty bloody good. Smoothie had to kill his granddad, and it was very, very sad. And we're all just commenting on how cool and sad it was.
So anyway, to kind of wrap that up, I don't know what I particularly did well. I felt good about it though, and like that extra kind of tragedy of as an audience member, I can kind of separate myself and imagine as an audience member, like, let them talk about something else, anything. Like, how good is steak? Anything. And it's simply not what would happen. And that's good storytelling. And I'm glad to have been there with you guys in that
absolutely.
moment. So,
It was very much a mercy murder. He was completely unmade.
He wouldn't have wanted to be like that.
He couldn't have. He straight up, he was hinting at it, and we'll get to it in my own favorite moments, but
sure.
That was my favorite bit for me. But we're actually talking about Ezmerelda first. We need to talk about Leb, who did some interesting and cool shit, despite spending about half the session dead. Fine. She got better.
Did I know?
Yeah, well, better than dead.
I didn't like the fact that the diamond that was used was described as bloody or something. I was like, is that
Proper South Africa
Where did we
diamond.
get this diamond from?
From the insides of a pocket. Don't ask.
I really liked when Ezmerelda woke up from being dead, and then she's kind of catching up on everything, sees this haggard corpse that she has to kind of piece together as Smoothie's granddad, and Selenox has got a weapon to her, and Smoothie's unconscious like 2 feet away from her, and all of this shit, and the first word out of her mouth is, after Biggin goes, "Hello, my dear," or something like that, goes, pleasure, as in like I don't know if I trust you, and also
woman.
my everything hurts. Also, my foot's broken. I'm a little pissed.
I'm gonna say eyes on the prize. Keeping the eyes on the prize. I was like, I'm having that heart. I don't care what it costs.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because Ezmerelda is not suicidal, but knew what she was trying to achieve. Well, I don't know that, but it doesn't seem like it. Yeah. And just another fireball when she was like, I could free myself. I am very close to death. I know this. But I'm not going to. That thing dies. And yeah, it was an important call.
To kind of tie in with that as well, the whole eyes on the prize, I think as well, just as a player, there was no... I have seen people whose characters have died and they are visibly devastated or pissed off or upset or you could see that they're just like worked up about it. You just had your general stoic face on and continued on because I'd like to think that it's because you had faith in the Dungeon Master and how he kind of runs things. But yeah, it was good to see that there wasn't any kind of like, it didn't look like there was any visible emotions that kind of came from plummeting 190 feet and turning into a puddle of mush of broken bones. But yeah, it was good to see.
My favorite moment was actually from chat. And I feel like, because I love
that LEB is always like there's a lot of like little hilarious comments that LEB is putting in the chat as a like kind of I love having that like segue, like I can hear you over here, but I can also hear you over there. But I enjoyed the whispered moment where Nevermore put in chat whispers, wait, does his grandfather like Strahd? And Ez's response, which was, I think the old man has lost his rocking chair. So I enjoyed that.
I just never know when to slot things like that in when there's like if there's a dialogue going on.
Yeah, no.
And I love-
The best
that was actually
opportunity
kind of
is
perfect.
kind of like doing it in the Twitch chat is like a nice way of making it happen during it, but not taking the limelight away from it.
Yeah.
So,
It's one of the
definitely.
other elements that I really enjoy about doing this live on with a chat scrolling with it. It's very, very cool that you have that interactivity with the audience. And as all of us, Mitch, do you do acting as on stage and stuff like that? Has that ever been something you do?
I never have. I used to do it when I was younger in primary school and in the beginning of high school, and then I was kind of shamed out of it, and I really wish I wasn't, because I would have really enjoyed it, I think. But never really taken it up.
Yeah, but this is it. Like the rest of us are all live stage performers, and it's something that, Mitch is obviously very good at it, and therefore it's like you would be right at home on it, I think. But it is a level up from being able to. You can see your audience when you're on a stage. You can see their reactions. You can feel the energy in the room, and it's magic. And there's very little like it. But this is a pretty good second for that in terms of being able to interact with your audience, actually get feedback from them in basically real time. Take care, Realm of Rust. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. Anyway, we've flattered LEB. LEB, your favorite self?
Probably when I remembered that I could do extra damage.
Yes.
As
As the Revenants, yeah. It's like, that.
I could do more. Let me just get rid
that
of this
vampire
one.
was very just a bunch of people who can all regenerate but all can't hurt each other very much.
One thing, like the thing I hate most is just their hit points are insanely high. Like, they have a lot, and I'm just there like, we're just gonna regenerate and everyone's fine. Like I think I only need to regenerate one of them for the entire time, but. Yeah, they were fun. Playing them was great. Can I just have their hit points, please? I'm squishy now. I'm very squishy.
Yeah.
Squishy.
Excellent. Any other favorite LEBs, or shall we move on? Because I saw a Mitch rolled in chat. Alrighty, then we are talking about favorite Nevermore moments. I wrote I'm a little scattered towards the end of the sessions, and I wrote one word down, and I don't remember what the other word was. But I laughed at it, and I went, "That's very good. That's very good." And I actually wrote down "that's," but I don't know what it's in reference to.
I can tell you because I wrote the same thing.
What did you write? That's worse.
As in, like, watching a relative die is bad.
Yeah.
Going, I think murdering him for the right reasons
Making the choice
might be
himself.
is bad as well. And Nevermore goes, "Yep, that's worse."
Yeah.
It's so matter of factly.
It was. I got from it because I remember when Nevermore's father sacrificed himself to save Nevermore. Nevermore, the realization that, and actually stating, and I feel like this is what Nevermore actually meant, and I could be wrong, but this is what I got from it, that Nevermore was, actually that Smoothie has actually experienced something worse than I have. And expressing that is not what Nevermore would have been capable of a while ago.
God, no, it would have been like, no,
my pain is the worst. Yeah. And that was why I was like, fuck me, that's huge. Yeah. You've got an invisible Trish Caper going, wow.
I enjoyed the check-in with your brain friend. I thought it was I always enjoy those little conversations, but I thought it was also a nice moment of tone shift after quite a heavy, like obviously a heavy moment and a heavy scene.
Yeah.
And a good way to come out of that was to have a conversation with someone who's like two people who are probably the most removed from the situation. So it's good narratively as well as a good conversation.
Mitch is, and I don't know if you know this, quite a good DM, guys, as well. Like, he's good at the whole storytelling thing. I've seen
Been a hot minute.
My other favorite moment. Can I do another one? It's kind of about you just brought it up. My other one was when Mitch was kind of shadow DMing and calling out things like numbers. You were doing maths for people and stuff. But there was a moment where Jack said, "Do I roll first for them or for me?" And you said, "For you." And then you were like, "Oh, no, shit. It's the other way around." And then you just muted yourself.
Instantly, I muted myself. I was like, I'm getting in the way. Step back.
I really enjoyed.
I need to follow that
mute.
instinct more. I don't shut up enough.
It's
so.
it's a very a very experienced live streamer thing, and it's why it's always been. It was when we first started Humblewood, the only person who had streamed significantly in the whole group was Mitch. He was he was my shadow DM back when I was first figuring out how I did this. And I appreciated the heck out of it.
I first started playing D&D on Twitch. It would have been 9 years ago, I think, would have been the first time I played D&D on Twitch.
Jesus.
In like a completely different... God, it was a different world back then for me. And played like, about 40 or 50 sessions in a different campaign.
Yeah, wow.
So it was,
Yeah.
Good old hat now.
My two puppies just got in the same bed.
Did Charlie join Walter, or did Walter join Watson, or did Watson join Charlie?
Watson definitely got in with Charlie, and Charlie is still not, like, he's kind of looking like, are you sure this bed is big enough for both of us? But he hasn't kicked him out, so that's nice.
For my own favourite moments, I would say it was two things. And there's part of it is obviously you being like, oh, what does the spell look like? It prompts you to really think about it. And I liked the description that I came up with for the dimension door, where I kind of tore that rift and we both moved in it, but then like through it all the good way and continued through. And then just it was brought up by, who was it? Bishop Blood, with the whole kind of a lot of the stuff that goes on with Nevermore is behind like it's not like a visible thing. So he's having conversations in his head. He's getting a massage from like this invisible like entity that's kind of like, preening over him. There's a lot that goes on that's not kind of just like that external facade now, which is funny, but also kind of a little bit scary, because it's like he's starting to almost like live in his own little wonderland a bit. Which I guess probably leads further towards the whole detachment from things. But yeah.
I liked the dimension door plan and how it was originally going to work, and then we all realized, oh no, that's not how this can work. You had to go there and double check, and it was like, oh, actually.
Yeah.
So I love the
prompt from DM Jack. Yeah.
Sorry.
No. That's what it needs to be.
How many DMs at the table?
I just want to win by the book. It's important to me.
Yeah. It needs to be fair. And I'm glad that you said something that made me go back and look, and I was like, it can't be upcast. Oh shit, I'm gonna have. And then I'm like, oh, at least Selenox is already committed, because that was probably part of the problem, was that Selenox would not have committed to it if it was just Selenox. But but both of them jumped across and It just so happened, unfortunately, that Yevgeny was not able to join us.
Oh, well.
He got a flamethrower. It's fine.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fine.
True.
He's okay.
Still new to magic, yeah. Any other favorite Mitch moments, or do we move on? Because we need a D2 in chat now, everybody. It's between me and Ro. If I get to go last and I don't have to go, that's the rule. Damn it! Bishop Blood. Oh, okay, that's me. Favorite DM
Love
moment.
you, Bishop Blood.
Whenever I say that, a 1 is immediately rolled. That's the rule. Oh well.
Big
Yeah.
to the rescue.
Big into the rescue. Yeah.
You go.
The conflict was very interesting, and like that you played the uncertainty of it very well, and it was interesting seeing a stressed Biggin, because I didn't get the chance to play it like that when we did the one shot, and there's always that idealized version in the as an NPC. So him going, "Get that thing away from me!" It was a fun visualization.
Yeah.
Of just kind of like because we all have those moments. We all want to be our best selves, but I want to get to my grandson, and I don't know who you are, and you're in my way.
Yeah. And I don't know that I look like a nightmare terror.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all of that.
I think my favorite me moment was the realization of what is going on with him, and how I played that. Like what the way he perceives the world, the way he and I'll be honest, it was improvised in the moment. I can see it out of the corner of my eye sometimes. See the world as it actually is, the way a place I don't want to look no more. Yeah.
And then it
Not
disappears
insane,
again.
but
Yeah.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a beautiful turn of phrase that you had there, with the being able to glimpse that kind of that sanity in the corner of your eye before it fades away once more. That's I kind of envisage that almost being like a little bit of dementia, like how dementia would be. Like you grasp a hold of it and you think you've got a hold of it, and then it floats away again.
Yeah.
It's what helped me make that decision at the end there, because there was enough of him left that I felt like he wouldn't fight me on it.
There was something to save. Yeah.
But other than the role-playing aspect, I think the DMing creation of a rule set that you had at the end in terms of escaping the tower, coming up with the whole two rolls of skill checks, and then if whatever that fails, you could give it to your companions. I think that was very well thought out. Once we understood exactly what you were talking about, and we put it into motion, it flowed really well. And that was good, because each of the characters had the opportunity to help those followers, I guess, for lack of a better term, out of the situation. So I sacrificed a lot of a roll, a huge 1 from my skill check.
So brave.
I'm a good man.
and then busts out a 45. Like he could have given 10.
I wouldn't have.
No.
I think, because the begin stuff was, I think, probably a favorite of mine as well. But to find another, I think one of my favorite moments today was actually Strahd dropping Ez. I thought, especially the looking at, and then Josh as DM, kind of as all of us were doing this, oh, well, what if, no.
Don't think you can.
It was that purposeful moving 5 foot below Smoothie, so that Smoothie was unable to catch. It was just like moves down just below, looks up, let's go, can't do nothing. So
Yep.
Playing
it's a
it
very
like
Strahd thing to do.
It's Strahd's playing to win. And that
It's all about the game.
I have already said a favorite
And how you
moment,
play it?
but it's balancing an enemy who actually wants to win.
Yeah, true.
Is hard, and I think I've done a good job of it in the last couple of sessions. Of like, I'm wailing on them, and good.
Yes, you are.
Who was that? Sorry, I can't see the.
Sorry, I was showing Mitch because he was singing a Motorhead song. So I was showing him
right.
Motorhead. Yeah.
Alrighty,
Oh
well,
yeah, and then the suit check-in was super cute as well.
I really did
But he
enjoy
floofed.
giving everybody a moment.
The
Having
floof.
everybody have a moment was nice as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, favorite romance.
Detective Mama Bear.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
That's all I have written, but yes. Just like, I'm going to stab you if you even come.
You
like,
say the fuck
don't even
away.
come
I'm gonna heal him.
one more step.
Gets out. Gets out. Figurine. Presses against. I imagine she just literally like an iron. Just presses it into it.
What
Notions
was
of
cool
Wake up.
within that though was that she still when a moment had sort of passed and Smoothie was waking up, she and Bigham was like, I want to talk to my grandson. You didn't make the choice for me, even though you could have easily justified it just like, yeah, well, the kid's a little biased. Like that could have easily been a perfectly apt in-character decision, but instead, like as always, despite the fact she calls him kid, does take him seriously and does matter to her what he thinks, which shows.
Yeah.
I appreciated the soldier mentality that you showed during the battle when Nevermore at the beginning called out saying, jump to the center, I'll get us up there. One of the things you said was, I've got an order to follow. And that's very much a Selenox kind of throwback to who you were beforehand. And like, yeah, where you come from, I guess. So, yeah.
My favorite was the Soot interaction. Specifically, it was the line, I'm okay. Because he knows you well enough to know, no, you're not.
Very, very Selenox.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, what of it?
Who are you?
Yeah, I'm not crying,
I'm
you're
fine. I'm
crying.
not punching anything today, am I? Well, I might punch something later, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, how do I help Yevgeny? I heart at him. I don't say anything. No, I'm not a wuss. I don't express my emotions verbally. I just have them very hard at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't show love to your mother. We're not that kind of couple.
Yeah.
We're
Yes, the not flirting.
No.
Exactly.
no
Yeah.
no PDA. We just eat our pork chops in silence, and occasionally I look up at her, and that's how she knows.
Yeah. She knows, right? Favorite self?
I had one and then I forgot it. I'm very tired. The Smoothie hug. She doesn't give out hugs often, so to just sit and hug until he's ready to not be hugged anymore is kind of a big deal for her.
Yeah.
And I liked the interaction as well, where he said it's not fair, and like what can he say to that except for like, yeah, it's not fucking fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Glorious. Well, mateys, I think after that stressful and interesting session, we should go away from here because we have been streaming for a gosh darn. He got it! Bishop Blood, there it is. A negative 69 on the dice. It has been a while. 191 sessions, and now he finally gets it. There you go. I'm freaking out. Yo, yeah, we never see him again. He's gone now.
There's like a dance and like...
Every time.
I don't actually know if the audience in the YouTube knows at all what he's been doing. It's been a while since anyone referenced it.
I love that it was just after he'd referenced Yevgeny and Seladox.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not flirting.
Yeah. Negative 69. Alrighty, guys.
I'm eating it.
It's abstinence cult time. Yeah.
Give me
line
that
just
Christian
before
side
that,
hug.
The line just before that negative 69, though. Do you like it? Well, I'm eating it.
Well, I'm eating it. Alrighty, guys. We're going to go away from here and raid somebody else because we've been streaming for a gosh darn while. We will raid the Eldritch Scribe. We've been raided by a couple of our stream team buddies, so we're going to throw the love over at them. They are playing their Realm Hunters campaign, I believe, and one of the Woodenforge lads, Nelderberry himself, is over there. So we will drop a raid over on those guys. But, guys, who the heck have you been? Ro, tell us about boats.
So I'm Roro, and despite the name, I have little to nothing to do with boating, except I've recently taken to doing boat facts. So our boat facts for today.
Boat facts with Sel.
Boat facts with Selenox.
Graphics.
Is and I thought this was quite relevant to the channel as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've got pirates.
Oh, yeah.
So pirate associated certainly
I've
on
heard
this
of
channel.
them. I'm aware of them.
I feel. So I'm going to tell you about the mightiest pirate who ever lived. The mightiest pirate. Now, the claim to fame is this pirate had 108,000 ships under their control, and 80,000 sailors. So a pretty fucking good pirate.
108 ships, did you say?
1,800. 1,800 ships.
Wow.
80,000 soldiers.
Wow.
Sailors.
Okay. So about 80 per ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
So she's
Who's that?
She.
Oh,
is a fucking legend.
the Chinese one.
Stop stealing my back. So her name was Qing Shi.
Yeah.
And she was a Chinese. Now, I don't like the description they put here because they say Chinese female prostitute. I say Chinese female legend captain.
I mean,
Look,
that too.
If she wants to have,
¿Por qué nos dos?
she can be a prostitute as well. But like,
I think she sunk more men than she fucked. So let's say that.
Yeah, she is the mightiest pirate.
Dead set.
Who ever lived.
Dead set. Operated out of Macau, I believe. Yeah.
So yeah, that was my boat fact.
Impressive. Very good. I love it.
Yep.
Who are you?
She's cool. I am Roro. Still. I am a Perth or Bulu based educator and theatre maker. You can catch me here on Monday nights, which you have. Well done. I'm also over on Jack Squarepeg's channel. Also, if you check out my link tree in chat, you can check out my socials. I have Facebook for my events company, my production company, Roro Productions. I've also got Instagram, Cradventurers, where you can see photos of my dog Charlie with the large ears and his big little brother Watson with the large ears.
And a flop.
And upcoming projects like the next of which is a murder mystery that is coming up in May.
Sweet. Glorious. Ellie B, who the heck are you?
It was me, Ellie B. Yes.
Still makes me laugh.
Doing it quietly. Yeah.
I will continue to do that until people stop laughing.
Then you'll be going for a while.
Exactly. Jack's going to do it out of spite now. But yeah, no, I'm usually here. When I'm not here, I'm sometimes over on Jack Squarepeg's channel, and sometimes I'm on my own channel talking about Japanese history and cybersecurity, and sometimes I play games and stuff, because, yeah.
Nice. I love it. Jack.
Hello, my name is Jack Squarepeg. You can find me on all the social media garbage all over the place, particularly on Twitch and YouTube, where I do TTRPG edutainment, as well as the occasional video game potluck. This coming Thursday, we will be returning to Achtung Cthulhu by Modifius Entertainment. And come along, because you can donate to give the players more what's called momentum. It's kind of like giving doubloons here, but momentum is basically the players have a currency and I have a currency. So they, when they get more successes than they need, they add to their currency. So it's a very teamwork-based game, and it's really fun. Other than that, you can subscribe to the YouTube, and VODs come out there when they're ready. We are working on Season 2 of Trouble Over Yonder and Season 1 of Time to Harvest, which just needs a reintroduction to the players, because when we started LEB, here's a fun fact, no one really knew who they were playing, so it was very, very vague. So we're just going to record that over again and go, yes, this is what we were meant to record the whole time. Suave. The power of recording. So yeah, check all that out.
Love it. And Mitch, who the heck are you, mate?
How you doing, everybody? I am Mitch. You will find me on Twitch as Big Viking Mitch. You will find me on Twitter, where I'll occasionally twat at people, as Mitch_Earnshaw. I believe it's in the links. Interesting fact, I've just gone on to the YouTube and have found episode 1, the very first episode of Humblewood that was ever run by the Lord and Savior Josh here. It has over 11,000 views now, which is a lot. So over 4 years ago, pretty crazy. It's been a long ride, and I'm glad to still be here, still playing as Nevermore, still alive for now. And,
that's more boats. That's more views than the mightiest pirate ever had boats.
I've had a boat or two in my own time, believe me.
So
On your lake.
Was it in a lake?
Yeah, on your lake.
Was there a lake?
Don't do it.
Glorious lake.
For fun facts, and Nevermore is fully aware of this, the lake and the house it was on have been sold because his dad was actually broke. He sold up everything before, while Nevermore was out adventuring. So Nevermore, when he found this out, was like, I'm a peasant, I'm poor, I know. The place is now owned by a lovely Gerbine family, and the children are now sailing on that lake. So yeah.
Filthying it up.
Mateys, I be Josh the Pirate.
And I'm sure they talk a lot about the fact that they own a boat and a lake.
Yeah,
they own a boat in the lake that once belonged to Nevermore.
Yeah.
That's it.
Their claim to fame.
the parents have not told them who used to belong here because they don't want to give them big heads. Mateys, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me on my channel, Corsairs Cove, but you know that because you've already done it. You're here. You're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us, you bloody champions. Guys, we're going to go away from here and raid the Eldritch Scribe. We are proudly affiliated with a couple of wonderful bunches of beans, Wooten Forge Gaming Accessories, who make beautiful things like this gorgeous Jarrah Dice Keeper with all my pretty click-clacks in it. You can check them out at wootenforge.com/Corsairs Cove. We're also affiliated with Troll Lord Games, the wonderful folks over there at trolllord.com produce loads of TTRPGs. If you get tired of the D&D, you can go over and try out the Castles and Crusade system. You can try the Siege engine. It's all very good and wonderful. Check them out at trolllord.com. We're going to go and raid the Eldritch Scribe now. So please throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Des Raff, Nelderberry and the others where you came from. Show them the love like we always do. And we will be back same bat time, same bat channel next Monday night for the arguably, definitely penultimate, if not the finale of the season, where we finally maybe get Strahd. We don't need him. We don't want to do that. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye,
everybody.
Bye. Whee!